This effort didn't disappoint Emo. The space indeed became very unstable here. Emo touched the dimensional barrier. He used all of his cultivation essence and spirit sense to tear as hard as he could on the two sides. This effort didn't disappoint Emo. The space indeed became very unstable here. Emo touched the dimensional barrier. He used all of his cultivation essence and spirit sense to tear as hard as he could on the two sides. He kept slicing out spirit sense blades too. It didn't matter if it was useful or not. Emo was like a drowning man grabbing a floating board. The loosened dimensional barrier grew larger and larger, and a rainbow spirit cloud seeped in, swooping Emo away. Emo rejoiced. He knew this was immortal ascension, spirit cloud. He devoured the immortal spirit chi of the spirit cloud like crazy, trying to recover his power. The after effect of burning essence blood was very serious, so many cultivators didn't want to burn essence blood. It would not only make it hard to cultivate higher and would also destabilize essence spirit. Emo rarely burned essence blood, but in order to escape from that sealed dimension, he burned essence blood many times. If he didn't quickly use the spirit cloud to recover, it might affect his cultivation in the immortal realm. Thud! Emo was thrown on the ground like a sandbag. Immortal spirit chi came. Emo's heart shook. He knew he really ascended. He happily devoured the immortal spirit chi to nourish his wounds. He didn't even want to crawl up. An injured earth immortal. He's laying here. He doesn't seem to be dead yet. A voice sounded. Emo heard it clearly. He knew earth immortal was hollow immortal. He scanned with spirit sense. It was two cultivators. They were both hollow immortal power. Emo crawled up with difficulty. He saluted with his fists. Friends, I was hunted here. May I ask where this is? Not right. The cultivator who called Emo Earth Immortal studied Emo. You're saying he's not Earth Immortal. He's a truth realization state cultivator, right? He just ascended here. The other cultivator added. The hollow immortal nodded. That's right. He probably just ascended here and didn't go through the Immortal Ascension Palace. The Immortal Ascension Palace, or many realms, can't take Immortal Ascension cultivators. This can't mean he just ascended, right? The other cultivator asked, but there was some fire in his eyes. The two completely ignored Emo. Emo shook his head and released his blue moon. Since these two guys didn't want to answer, he couldn't be bothered asking. Near low-grade immortal artifact. Flying magic artifact? This is good. The first hollow immortal stopped Emo. Emo frowned and stopped, but he didn't talk. Your cultivation essence is far from being converted to immortal essence. You're newly ascended cultivator, right? The hollow immortal studied Emo and asked. Emo didn't want conflict and nodded. That's right, I just ascended. The two glanced at each other and nodded. Emo had a bad feeling. He ate a few pills and was ready to fight at any time. You're saying you ascended here and not from the Immortal Ascension Palace? The cultivator's tone became excited. So what? Emo frowned. Haha, we're really lucky. That hollow immortal laughed and grabbed at Emo. Was shook. He didn't understand why this cultivator suddenly attacked here. Could one not ascend here? But Emo didn't expect that as soon as this hollow immortal reached out his hand, he stopped and struggled to turn back. Sue! Why, Sui pulled out a white spear from the hollow immortal and said coldly, there's only one pocket world. Which one of us will get it? Hearing this, Emo immediately realized. The two knew he had a small world on him. How did this guy know? Was it because he ascended in a place other than the Immortal Ascension Palace? Sui looked coldly at Emo. Give me the pocket world. I'll leave you a complete body. Emo sneered, but he didn't attack immediately. He asked, I can do that, but I really want to know how you know I have small world. Hearing this, there was more surprise and joy in Sui's eyes. He didn't explain to Emo how he knew. His white spear drew a circle, and then it flew over at Emo. Emo didn't feel the binding of domain at all, and sneered. This guy didn't even have domain, and wanted to kill him. When he released Zisu and tried to expand his domain, he was dazed. The domain he could extend in the cultivation realm was only a faint shadow here. Not good. Yemo immediately realized that the laws of the world in the immortal realm was much more stronger than the cultivation realm. He couldn't extend his domain now at all. The white spear was before Yemo. Yemo didn't dare to hesitate. He hacked out Su with full power. Rumble. There was a huge explosion. If this clash was in the cultivation realm, the space nearby would have been shattered already, but there wasn't even a ripple in space here. The terrifying immortal essence of the white spear came. Su almost flew away, and Yemo was swept a few hundred meters away. He spat a mouthful of blood before even landing. He didn't take the hit too well. He was hacked tens of meters away before stopping. Yemo cursed. If he was at full power and this guy was underestimating him, he could heavily injure Su-e. But his injuries were too heavy, and he still hadn't recovered. Su-e didn't expect that he didn't have much of an upper hand in that clash. But he looked at Yemo with more fervent eyes. Clearly, he thought Yemo was this powerful because he had Pocket World. He also liked Yemo's purple kitchen knife. His white spear was his only low-grade immortal artifact, and it was rather good quality amongst low-grade immortal artifact. Yemo's kitchen knife could clash head-on with a spear without being damaged. This meant that the kitchen knife was quite good, at least low-grade immortal artifact. Thinking that if he killed Yemo, the Pocket World and kitchen knife would be his, he snarled. He shook his white spear, and countless white arrows flew out. They brought howling sounds and surrounded Yemo in all directions. Amidst the white arrow rain, a huge wit spear dragon opened his mouth, biting at Yemo. Yemo released octagonal cauldron without hesitation. He didn't have enough cultivation essence break through his spirit sense was very powerful. He also released tens of lightning sword. They were black lightning. Su-yi's eyes lit up even more. Yemo had good thing one after another. This octagonal cauldron was also very good. All these good things were in the hands of a truth realization state insect. This truth realization state insect was too lucky. But the next moment, he didn't have the expression of surprise and joy anymore. The lightning sword had completely surrounded the white spear dragon. The spear dragon made a sharp howl. Su-yi's face went pale. Lightning cultivator? He didn't expect Yemo was a lightning cultivator and had such an absurd lightning cultivation essence. His white spear was this powerful because it contained his essence blood and part of his essence spirit. Such magic artifact feared lightning cultivators the most. Su-yi knew that even though Yemo's power wasn't as strong as him, but he was countered. Plus, his octagonal cauldron didn't fear his white arrow rain at all. Su-yi retreated quickly. He let out a flying sword rune. He wanted to find help to kill Yemo. He wasn't going to let such a wealthy cultivator leave. As soon as Su-yi sent off the rune, Su hacked over. As soon as Su-yi sent off the rune, Su hacked over. Illusion Cloud Domain Kill Strike. He couldn't form his own domain, but he could use the Su sword force to form a very small sword domain. Even though his range of the domain was reduced, it was still powerful. Su-yi didn't plan to keep fighting with Yemo. He was ready to release Fireball to burn the body first, so others wouldn't be able to tell he did it. But just after he retreated, Su hacked over. Su-yi struck back with his white spear without hesitation. He knew Yemo's cultivation essence wasn't converted to immortal essence, so he wasn't worried. But immediately he realized that his white spear didn't go as fast as he had thought. It was stopped by Yemo's purple sword chi, sword domain. Su-yi just said this, and Su completely broke him apart. Yet, at this moment, his white spear hadn't even touched Su. An essence spirit flew out quickly, but Shadowless was ready. How could Yemo let go of hollow immortal essence spirit? Shadowless quickly ate the essence spirit, and Yemo picked up 2 storage ring. Just when Yemo wanted to burn the 2 bodies, there were ripples in space. Yi-Mo immediately knew people came over. He didn't dare to wait at all and disappeared in a dashing light. He sensed space ripples because he learned it for catching corner soul weed. In the cultivation realm before, no one was enough to make him run, so that experience was useless. But now Yi-Mo put it to use. Yi-Mo just left a few seconds, and 2 figures landed here. Su-Yi is dead, Mang Rong is killed too, the latter one said, and asked his friend, Brother Fan. The cultivator definitely wouldn't be very far, but I'm afraid that person is at least hollow immortal tertiary stage. If we chase, the cultivator said without hesitation. Brother Fan shook his head. Mang Rong wasn't killed by someone else. He was killed by Su-Yi. Su-Yi was killed by someone else. The cultivator looked at Brother Fan in confusion. He really was killed by Su-Yi, but Mang Rong and Su-Yi are the closest. The two always group together. Why would Su-Yi kill Mang Rong? Brother Fan thought for a moment and said, I'm very shocked that Su-Yi killed Mang Rong. There can only be 2 reasons for this. One, both of them found a top-grade treasure. Second, there was conflict between the 2. The other cultivator nodded. Brother Fan, you're right. Mang Rong was ambushed by Su-Yi. Was there something good? Su-Yi killed Mang Rong and was caught by someone else? Brother Fan nodded. Very likely. Someone who came later took all the goods. Should we chase? It wasn't long since Su-Yi notified us. That person could kill Su-Yi in such a short time. Would he be golden immortal power? The cultivator asked with uncertainty. Clearly, he was scared he would lose his life chasing that cultivator who killed Su-Yi. Brother Fan shook his head. Impossible. If he was a golden immortal, he wouldn't leave behind Su-Yi's magic artifact. Su-Yi's magic artifact is a low-grade immortal artifact. Even a golden immortal wouldn't casually throw it away. The 2 looked at each other and nodded. Brother Fan took Su-Yi's white spear and then flew rapidly towards the direction Yi-Mo went. Yi-Mo had experienced too much. He wasn't able to confirm if the people behind would be able to chase up to him, so after dashing some distance, he decisively went underground and then into the Golden Page world. A few seconds later, 2 figures landed. The Chi disappeared here. Brother Fan frowned and threw out a gray spirit beast. The spirit beast circled around a few times and called. What do we do? The other cultivator asked. Brother Fan hesitated and said he probably got away. There wouldn't be anything good at Weak Wind Hill. There's no need to waste time here. I heard that Goddess Guyen would be coming to buy Immortal City to celebrate by Immortal City's forgery tournament. She would hold a feast inviting all of the cultivators in the city. We can also go get some free Winfeng wine. This is a rare opportunity. The other cultivator heard this and gulped down some saliva before nodding. It said that Winfeng wine is very delicious and can stabilize essence spirit. I wonder if it's true. I've never drank it before. Neither have I. Let's go. Brother Fan agreed, and the 2 quickly left here. In the Golden Page world, Yi-Mo didn't even want to come out and check. He was heavily injured right now, and recovery was the most important thing. He opened the 2 storage ring and wasn't very excited. They too even wanted his blue moon. Clearly they weren't wealthy. Yi-Mo was right. The immortal crystals combined were only about 1,000. There were a few immortal crystals that looked better than the rest. Yi-Mo guessed they were middle-grade immortal crystals. As for pills, Yi-Mo only found 2 lowest-level immortal pills. The rest were heaven-grade, level 9 pills. These 1,000 immortal crystals weren't much for others, but it was a huge fortune for Yi-Mo. Yi-Mo put 7 immortal crystals into the time formation disk and started recovery and cultivation. Originally, 7 immortal crystals could last a month and it would be about 9 years inside the time formation disk. But when Yi-Mo used 3 birth chant at full power, the immortal crystals were being used up rapidly. In a short 3 days, the immortal crystals were used up completely, and it had only been a year or so inside the time formation disk. If this was some other place, Yi-Mo's wounds would have healed, and he wouldn't keep using time formation disk to cultivate, but this was the immortal realm. He was noticed that he didn't come from a mortal ascension palace, and thus was almost killed because his cultivation essence wasn't converted to a mortal essence. If Sui worked with his friend, Yumo would have had it rough. He knew nothing about the immortal realm. He had no sect heritage nor powerful master. All his achievements were through his own hard work. He still didn't know why his immortal ascension would expose his small world. After thinking for a moment, Yi-Mo put 7 middle-grade immortal crystals into the time formation disk. He had to quickly convert his cultivation essence to immortal essence and stabilize his hollow immortal primary stage. Otherwise, if he went out again, he would be caught. Crack! When the last immortal crystals in Yi-Mo's hands turned to dust, he found that in a short time he had used 1,000 or so immortal crystals. The 7 middle-grade immortal crystals on the time formation disk were beginning to get dim. Yi-Mo estimated they would only last about 3 to 5 days. Yi-Mo calculated he had cultivated about 6 years inside the time formation disk. This meant that 7 middle-grade immortal crystals could only last about 20 or so days. It seemed he needed to find top-grade immortal crystals for cultivation. After running his cultivation essence, Yi-Mo sighed. He had converted 20% of it to immortal essence. He wouldn't be counted as a cultivator who just ascended. Then Yi-Mo started searching for jade slips inside their storage ring. They just introduced some ordinary places. He didn't have time to look at it before, but now he couldn't cultivate, so he took it out. From that he knew he was at the outskirts of a place called Baiwai Immortal City. It was a middle-caliber immortal city. It was one of countless immortal cities of Wenju Heaven. Other than the Bai Immortal City, it talked about a place called Lao Shi Swamp the most. It was a place that low cultivators frequently went. Putting it away, Yi-Mo came out of his golden page world. He wanted to check out Bai Immortal City. He knew too little information. He needed to know where Yuheng Heaven was and some basic things of the immortal realm. It was a small hill area around him. Now, Yi-Mo realized he didn't know where Bai Immortal City was at all. It was a small hill area around him. Now, Yi-Mo realized he didn't know where Bai Immortal City was at all. Just when Yi-Mo was hesitating which way to go, 3 figures appeared in his spirit sense. They all used extreme, grade, flying, cultivation artifact. Thinking that he had converted some of his cultivation essence to immortal essence, Yi-Mo guessed that these people wouldn't think he was just newly ascended. He released an extreme grade flying cultivation artifact and rapidly chased over. Yi-Mo didn't want to take out Blue Moon again. The 3 saw Yi-Mo with their spirit sense and stopped. Yi-Mo saluted with his fists. Friends, I'm Yi-Mo. I haven't ascended for long and just came out of Immortal Ascension Palace. I want to go out and find some cultivation resource, but I got lost. May I ask what palsy this is? There were 2 men and 1 woman. They were all hollow immortal. The strongest was the short-haired man. He was hollow immortal tertiary stage. The female cultivator was hollow immortal middle stage, and the other skinny man was hollow immortal middle stage. Yi-Mo was only hollow immortal primary stage. You came from the Immortal Ascension Palace? The female cultivator asked in shock, clearly wondering how Yi-Mo came here. Yi-Mo didn't know how far Immortal Ascension Palace was from here, so he could only say, Yes, I came from Immortal Ascension Palace. I've ascended for 19 years, but I've been wasting these years on searching for a way and finding cultivation realm. My power didn't grow at all. The skinny female cultivator said the nearest Immortal Ascension Palace in Wenju Heaven is at Immortal City. Even if you don't rest on your extreme grade cultivation artifact, it would take more than 3 decades to fly here. Then she stared at Yi-Mo, clearly thinking he was lying. Yi-Mo didn't expect the nearest Immortal Ascension Palace from here was this far. He could only show Blue Moon. I have a half-immortal artifact. That's why I can get here so quick. Hearing this, the wariness in the female cultivator's eyes went away. She smiled. No wonder you got here so fast. This means you're not that fast. Yi Mo breathed easy and asked in confusion, "Are there more than one immortal ascension palace?" The female cultivator nodded. "Yes, there are 10 in Wenju Heaven. Usually cultivators wouldn't go out of there. They would learn about the immortal realm first. It's very dangerous to go out rashly like you. The newly ascended cultivators are protected in the immortal city of the Immortal Ascension Palace. They can join some powers, but it's not allowed to coerce newly ascended cultivators." Yi Mo sighed. "I saw people go out of the city to look for cultivation resource, so I wanted to go test my luck too. I got lost and flew all the way here." The female cultivator smiled. "There are very little cultivators who get lost, but there are some. Usually cultivators would spend a few decades or even 100 years in their immortal ascension city to completely convert cultivation essence to immortal essence before leaving. You're really bold." Yi Mo had a great impression of this female cultivator, seeing her attitude was so nice. He quickly asked, "May I ask how far is it from here to Bai Immortal City? I asked a friend before, but he was busy and just told me this place wasn't far from Baiwai. We're going to Baiwai Immortal City. You can come with us." The skinny cultivator said. The female cultivator said, "We just came back from Laoshi Swamp. If you need to go out and find cultivation resource, Laoshi Swamp is the best. It's not very dangerous, but you can find a lot. We wouldn't be coming back so quickly if it wasn't that Guyan Goddess is coming to Baiwai City." Yi Mo pretended to say awkwardly, "Last time I went to find cultivation resource, I got lost until now. I've decided to cultivate at Bai City for a while first. Otherwise, I might get lost again." The female cultivator smiled. "You won't. It's a very simple direct route from Baiwai Immortal City to Laoshi Swamp. But if you're going, it's best to go in a group. It's very dangerous for you to go alone." The female cultivator looked at the short-haired man and said, "Li Hung brother, Yi Mo, just ascended. Let's have him join our squad. We endured the hardship like this before. I think we should help if we can." Li Hung smiled. "Of course." Li Hung saluted with his fists to Yi Mo. "I'm Li Hung. If you want to join, we can go out to find cultivation resource together. We need 5 people for our squad, and we're missing 2. You can join, but if you don't want to, you can still come with us to Bai Immortal City." "Then thank you, brother Li Hung." Yi Mo was troubled. He didn't have cultivation resource and didn't know anything here as well. Now that someone invited him to join, of course he would join without hesitation. Seeing this, the female cultivator smiled. "I'm Gao Yuan. That's my brother Gao Hu." She pointed at the skinny cultivator. Yi Mo didn't expect the two were siblings. They were quite capable to be able to find each after immortal ascension at only hollow immortal power. The 4 spoke, and everyone got to know each other quickly. Gao Yuan was warm-hearted and talkative. Gao, who didn't talk much. Li Hung was very mature and humble. The 3 gave Yi Mo the impression they weren't bad people, and this was why Yi Mo was willing to join. Yi Mo finally couldn't resist his urge and asked, "Brother Li Hung, do all the cultivators of cultivation realm must go through Immortal Ascension Palace to come to Immortal Realm?" Li Hung nodded. "I heard some Heaven Domain's Immortal Ascension laws are broken. Immortal Ascension cultivators might not come from Immortal Ascension Palace, but the cultivators of Wenju Heaven all must come through Immortal Ascension Palace. So that's it." Yi Mo answered, not getting the answer he wanted. Luckily, Gao Yuan added, "I heard people say that if you have your own pocket world and have the divine damnation inside, you won't appear in the Immortal Ascension Palace. But pocket world is different to small world. Pocket world is much higher level than small world. Only a world with the complete 5 elements can have divine damnation, or divine damnation wouldn't be able to reach inside." Li Hung smiled. "Gao Yuan, you can really think even only a few of the powerful beings in the immortal realm would have pocket world. How could the cultivation realm have such thing?" Yi Mo realized He had his divine damnation in a pocket world, and he didn't appear in the Immortal Ascension Palace. Thus Sui guessed he had a pocket world, but little did he know Yemo had the Golden Page world. It was on a completely different level to a pocket world. Yemo guessed that the 5 pillars were the 5 elements. Yemo, you're really lucky. This time Guyen Goddess is coming to Bai Wai Immortal City. It's said she would use Winfeng wine to treat all the cultivators Earth Immortal and above. You can make it. Winfeng wine is very hard to buy. Its price is absurd too. Gao Yuan said. The group kept laking, and soon they were outside the city. Yi Mo's Mou City was the grandest city on the entire Luoyu continent, but when he saw Bai Immortal City, he realized what was truly grand. It soared so high into the clouds that one couldn't see the top. There were 4 golden words flashing in the clouds, Bai Immortal City. Yet, this Bai Immortal City was only an ordinary immortal city in Wenju Heaven. He heard Li Heng and them say Wenju Heaven was low-ranked heaven domain. The 2 city guards at the gates were actually golden immortal tertiary stage, but they seemed really amicable and looked at Li Heng and them's jade card and let them in. The 2 city guards at the gates were actually golden immortal tertiary stage, but they seemed really amicable and looked at Li Heng and them's jade card and let them in. Yemo just realized he didn't have a jade card, so he couldn't go in. Gao Yuan realized that Yemo didn't have one, so she quickly said, Yemo, it's your first time here. You need to apply for a jade card. You can do it with the immortal guards. It's 500 low-grade immortal crystals for 1 year and 2,000 for 10 years. If you have immortal crystals, 10 years is rather reasonable. Yemo dazed, and after a moment he said, But I only have 21 immortal crystals. They were the ones he deigned use in his Golden Page world. Hearing this, the 3 glanced at each other. They really didn't expect Yemo was this poor. Even the worst hollow immortal would have more than 21 immortal crystals after sending for more than 10 years. Even the 2 immortal guards were speechless. 21 immortal crystals wasn't much, but 500 wasn't small. Even Li Heng and them were troubled. They saw Yemo for the first time and had quite a good convo, but it was hard for them to lend 500 low-grade immortal crystals to someone they met for the first time. Yemo instantly realized this and didn't like to trouble others. He saluted with his fists. I know the position of Bai Immortal City, so I won't go in for now. I'll come meet up with you, guys, once I have enough immortal crystals. Gao Yuan just wanted to lend Yemo 500 low-grade immortal crystals when they saw a vibrant rainbow dashing light land at the city gates. Yemo could tell that this was at least a top-grade immortal artifact. That top-grade flying immortal artifact just landed, and 2 female cultivator walked out of it. They were both extremely pretty. The one walking ahead weaved her hair into a butterfly shape. She wore a yellow flowery dress, showcasing her extremely slim figure with a royal look. The female cultivator next to her wore a pink dress and was extremely aesthetically pleasing, but her status was probably lower. The pink-dressed girl was already golden immortal power, and Yemo guessed that the flowery dressed female cultivator was beyond golden immortal. The 2 city guards immediately saw the 2 and came up to bow greet Guyen Goddess. Guyen Goddess nodded, and then another 2 flying magic artifact landed. Yemo couldn't see their power level at all. Yemo knew this wasn't because he wasn't able to, but he didn't completely understand the cultivation system of the immortal realm. But he guessed they were probably her bodyguards. Li Heng and them were clearly worried. Gao Yuan pulled Yemo and said, I'll lend you 500 low-grade immortal crystals. Get a jade card, and let's quickly go. Yuan, wait. The 2 immortal guards haven't come over yet. Gao, who was scared his sister would offend the city guards. What's going on? The pink-dressed female cultivator looked at the 4 in confusion. Usually people would move aside to let Guyen Goddess go in. The 2 immortal guards were a little worried. Then they saw a few cultivators come out from the city. They were clearly here to greet Guyen Goddess. If they messed things up, they would lose their jobs. One immortal guard said desperately, "One of the 4 can't go in because he doesn't have jade card. He only has 21 low-grade immortal crystals, so he can't afford a jade card." He was about to leave, but Guyen Goddess arrived. "We'll lead them away immediately." Guyen nodded and looked at Emo. Clearly, he was a newly ascended cultivator. His cultivation essence wasn't even completely converted yet. She smiled and took out 5 top-grade immortal crystals and gave it to the guards. "I'll pay for his jade card for him." Before Emo could thank her, Guyen took her 2 guards and read dressed female cultivator into the city. The 2 guards stood there dazedly uncertain as to why Guyen Goddess would help a newly ascended cultivator pay. By Immortal City Xiang Xingxian greet Guyen Goddess. He Tsongyin greet. As Guyen Goddess went into the Immortal City, the immortals who came to greet her had come to the city door. Tens of by Immortal City powerful figures hustled around Guyen Goddess as she went into the city. Emo didn't even get an opportunity to thank her. "You're really lucky you could get Guyen Goddess to help you." The immortal guard took out a jade card and asked, "What's your name?" Emo. Emo knew he was really lucky indeed. The immortal guard soon gave the inscribed jade card to Emo. "Go inside. Remember to thank her." Emo took the jade card speechlessly. To be honest, he really didn't want to owe her a favor. He would rather ask Gao Yuan to borrow 500. But this was nothing to Guyen Goddess. Emo felt this favor was hard to return. It would be a miracle he would be able to see Guyen Goddess for 500 low-grade immortal crystals. The group went inside the city, and Emo cast those thoughts aside. The immortal spirit chi here was more than 10 times better than outside the city. He felt that with the immortal spirit chi here, 500 immortal crystals a year really wasn't much. Emo, you're really lucky. Even Guyen Goddess helped you pay. If there was a lot of people at the city gates, you would be famous. Gao Yuan joked. Emo could only laugh. By Immortal City was enormous. Even the largest cultivation city in the South Peace City, was a far cry from here. As they walked more towards the border, the immortal spirit chi lessened. Emo just realized now that there were only certain places with good immortal spirit chi. Half an hour later they came to a place with even less immortal spirit chi. Li Heng pointed at the row of short cultivation homes and said, "You can rent the cultivation home here. D23 to 27 is where we rent. It's Mi Qin who lived at 23, but he died 2 months ago in the Laoshi swamp. You can stay in his place for now." Li Heng took out a jade card and gave it to Emo. "This is the jade card to open the cultivation home. We're going to rest. First, you should too." There's still a few days before she would invite the cultivators of the entire city. "We'll come tell you." "Thank you, brotherly." Emo thanked. He knew that he didn't have to pay immortal crystals for the palace he stayed, but he should still give some immortal crystals to them later. Plus, Li Heng didn't say he could live for free as well. Emo realized that although the city looked very grand on the outside, there were still slums here too. The room Emo had only had slightly better immortal spirit chi than outside. The cultivation home was very simple too. There was only a main cultivation room and a side room. This room was probably for pill concoction and feeding spirit beasts. Emo didn't cultivate here. Cultivating here was a torture. He was just a hollow immortal, but the immortal spirit chi he needed was on a different level. Emo didn't know the later cultivation states too, so he left the cultivation home and went out around. Although his 3-birth chant would automatically create the next level of cultivation method for him after he reaches hollow immortal peak stage, he still wanted to know. He needed to know that at what power level would cultivators have some specific traits or immortal essence signatures. Otherwise, the next time he encounters an opponent, he wouldn't even know their cultivation state. Little did Yi Mo knew that a normal immortal ascension cultivator would automatically know the cultivation states of the immortal realm after ascending to the immortal realm, but Yi Mo didn't have that imprinted in his brain. Yi Mo saw a simple market not far from his cultivation home. The things here were very low level. Most of the cultivators trading here were hollow immortals. Yi Mo saw a simple market not far from his cultivation home. The things here were very low level. Most of the cultivators trading here were hollow immortals. Yi Mo not only wanted to buy a few jade slips, but also understand by why Immortal City, as well as the situation of the 33 heavens. He went directly to the heart of the city. The immortal spirit chi was very dense in the city center, making Yi Mo want to find a quiet palace and cultivate, but he knew that was impossible. If the immortal city permitted this, there would be cultivators sitting all over the ground. The main streets were very busy, and even the market stalls were very luxurious, much less those grandiose merchant towers. Yi Mo walked around. There were too many shops here. He didn't know how many cultivators were here and how they were so wealthy. Most shops had many cultivators walking inside. Yi Mo knew that on Luoyu he was a wealthy man, but in the immortal realm he was broke. He had only mere 21 low-grade immortal crystals. He wouldn't feel self-conscious about this, but he knew that going there with this little immortal crystals was asking for trouble. So, Yi Mo chose to go to a smaller merchant shop. Going inside, Yi Mo felt an even denser immortal spirit chi than outside. Yi Mo couldn't help taking a deep breath while sighing. Cultivation was all about cultivation resource. Without it, no matter how hard you worked, you wouldn't be able to reach higher cultivation states. There were neatly organized rows of light orb restrictions. Each restriction had pills, herbs, and magic artifacts. This shop wasn't big and only had one level. When Yi Mo came in, there were already a few people looking inside the light orbs carefully. Yi Mo didn't look at those light orb restrictions. He knew that with his low-grade immortal crystals, he wouldn't be able to buy anything. He walked to a golden immortal cultivator at the front desk. He got up politely and asked, "What do you need, friend? Is there a cultivation method and details about 33 heavens?" Yi Mo quickly asked. Hearing that Yi Mo was here to buy cultivation method, the golden immortal smile immediately lit up. He quickly said, "You came to the right place. I have from heaven grade to immortal grade cultivation method. The highest is immortal grade level 4. As for 33 heaven information, I can give it to you for free if you buy cultivation method." "Then how much is the price for immortal grade level 1 cultivation method?" Yi Mo thought he had a lot of materials and extreme grade cultivation artifact. He might be able to trade for some immortal crystals. Hearing this, the golden immortal's eyes smiled till it could be barely seen. "There are many types. Look at which type you want." The price is about 10,000 top-grade immortal crystals and 30,000 top-grade immortal crystals. This expensive? Yi Mo took a cold breath in. If an immortal grade level 1 cultivation method was this expensive, how Li Hung and them cultivate? Hearing this, the golden immortal's fervor reduced by quite a bit, but he still smiled. "The cultivation method I have here are all high-level cultivation method. It's completely different to the cultivation method that low-level solo cultivators spread amongst each other." Yi Mo knew this golden immortal was bluffing, but he didn't care. At least now he realized where Li Hung and them's cultivation method came from. They were copied around by low-level cultivators. This way it would cost very little immortal crystals. When they were strong enough, they could switch cultivation method. "In that case, I don't want cultivation method, yet give me the details about the 33 heaven domains." Yi Mo said. There was disappointment in his eyes. This was a huge difference. But he still took out a jade slip and said, 100 low-grade immortal crystals, non-negotiable. Yi Mo still hasn't gotten out of the mentality that in the cultivation realm immortal crystals were very expensive. He thought one jade slip would at most cost around 10 immortal crystals. After all, it could be copied everywhere. I only have 21 immortal crystals. Yemo didn't even get to say he could trade in things for immortal crystals, and the golden immortal took the jade slip back. He was good-tempered, but even he couldn't deal with a cultivator who couldn't even take out 100 low-grade immortal crystals. Plus, this cultivator was much weaker than him. I have extreme-grade cultivation artifact here. Do you guys take it? Yi Emo felt awkward. No, clearly the golden immortal didn't want to talk to Yi Emo anymore. Haha, friend, I'll take your extreme-grade cultivation artifact. Another fatter cultivator walked over and said genuinely, Yi Emo, scan this person, and occult tell he was golden immortal too. He could tell that the shoes he was wearing was, at least, low-grade immortal artifact. His clothes and bracelet were all defense immortal artifact. With Yi Mo's experience, he could tell that this cultivator wanted to help him. Usually, he wouldn't be this desperate, but now he desperately needed to know where Yuheng Heaven and Gonghua Heaven were. Thinking about this, Yi Emo thanked and took out an extreme-grade flying cultivation artifact he made and showed it to the fat cultivator. What do you think? It's a flying magic artifact. Good thing. The fat cultivator indeed wanted to help Yi Emo, but he was a little shook when Yi Emo took out this. How could Yi Emo have extreme-grade flying cultivation artifact if he couldn't afford 100 low-grade immortal crystals? Extreme-grade cultivation artifact wasn't worth money in the immortal realm indeed, but there was still a market for extreme-grade flying cultivation artifact. I'll give you 500 immortal crystals. The fat cultivator took out 500 low-grade immortal crystals and gave it to Yi Emo. Yi Emo didn't know the prices in the immortal realm, but he knew it wouldn't be very high. Yi Emo took it and then took out 2 corner soul weed and gave it to the cultivator. I got this occasionally. Thanks for helping, friend. You can keep it. Corner soul weed. The golden immortal who didn't want to talk to Yi Emo sprung up in shock. The fat cultivator didn't really mind, but upon hearing corner soul weed, there was surprise and joy in his eyes. Yi Emo dazed. The corner soul weed came from the cultivation realm. There were plenty in the sea corner. How could a golden immortal know? He only took out clear weed. Friend, do you have more corner soul weed? I'm willing to pay 500 number 1,000 top-grade immortal crystals to buy your corner soul weed, the golden immortal said desperately. Yi Emo was shook. He didn't expect the corner soul weed was this precious. Yi Emo didn't feel good. He was worried. How could he not know the cruelty of cultivation by now? Although this was a prosperous city, and everyone smiled at you, but if there was conflict of interest, these people wouldn't hesitate to release their magic artifact at you and kill you. The fat cultivator was overjoyed, but hearing the bid of the golden immortal, his heart sunk. 1,000 top-grade immortal crystals was 100,000 low-grade immortal crystals. This definitely wasn't the bottom price of corner soul weed. He helped Yi Emo with 500 low-grade immortal crystals, but Yi Emo gave him an extreme-grade flying cultivation artifact. If he was going to pay Yi Emo immortal crystals, it would be too much. He was wealthy, but he couldn't spend it like that. The fat golden immortal gave the 2 corner soul weed back to Yi Emo. Friend, this is too precious. I, Yen Hongzhong, can't take this. Yi Emo pushed it back to him. I only have these 2. I bought it from a market. To me, although it has some use for spirit sense, but it's too little. Since I gave it out, I don't intend to get it back. Then Yi Emo saluted with his fists to the merchant tower golden immortal. Sorry, I only have these 2, and I've given it away. Yi Emo didn't expect the corner soul weed was this precious in the immortal realm too. It wasn't wise to take it out. He didn't intend to buy jade slips anymore and turned to leave. Yen Hongzhong stopped Yi Emo. Friend, since I got something so precious from you, I have 2 jade slips here. Have a look. Yi Emo grabbed the jade slip and turned to leave without even saying thank you. When the golden immortal chased out, Yi Mo's figure was already gone. Unlike outside, Owen couldn't scan his spirit sense very far in the city. Yi Mo grabbed the jade slip and turned to leave without even saying thank you. When the golden immortal chased out, Yi Mo's figure was already gone. Unlike outside, Owen couldn't scan his spirit sense very far in the city. The golden immortal immediately looked back and saluted with his fists to Yan Hongzhong. Friend, would you be able to sell these 2 corner soul weed to our merchant tower? The price is negotiable. Name a price. If you're willing to sell, we won't let you lose out. The golden immortal regretted extremely. If he spoke to the cultivator more, perhaps he would have got the 2 corner soul weed already. After this, he had decided to talk to a customer more no matter what power level he was at. Yi Mo left very rapidly as the corner soul weed was too precious. He knew that was more suspicious, but even so he didn't want to be followed. He quickly got back to his cultivation home and knew he wasn't being followed. He immediately set up a barrier formation and a few more restrictions. Yi Mo breathed easy and then took out the 2 jade slips Yan Hongzhong gave him. When Yi Mo's spirit sense scanned inside the first one, he immediately knew Yan Hongzhong was a good person. It was an immortal grade, level 3 cultivation method. It described the levels and characteristics of cultivation very precisely. There were even some cultivation experience and notes. From this, Yi Mo knew that Yan Hongzhong had a similar personality to him. They didn't like to take things for free. The cultivators of the immortal realm were divided into 3 big grades: Heaven Immortal, Great Immortal, and Status Immortal. Hollow Immortal, Golden Immortal, and Abstruse Immortal were Heaven Immortal grade. Beyond Abstruse Immortal was Great Immortal grade. Great Immortals were Great Unity Immortal, Great Extreme Immortal, and Great Eternity Immortal. When you reach the extreme of Great Eternity Immortal, it would be Status Immortals. The lowest is Immortal King, then Immortal Monarch. The pinnacle of Immortal Realm cultivation is Immortal Emperor. From Hollow Immortal to Immortal Emperor, there was Primary Stage, Middle Stage, and Tertiary Stage. Each step was stacked up through countless cultivation resource and time. There was no fast way there. The status immortals in the immortal realm were the pinnacle of immortals. Even an immortal king was very honorable. Yi Mo simply scanned the jade slip and knew the direction of immortal realm cultivation method. He lost interest in the jade slip. Yi Mo's spirit sense scanned the second one. This was indeed what he wanted to buy, the information about the 33 heavens. It wasn't very detailed, but it had everything Yi Mo wanted. The 33 heaven domains were divided into 11 low heaven domain, 11 middle heaven domain, and 11 grand heaven domains. Yi Mo panted. His guess was right. The 33 heavens weren't equal. After countless years, there was strict division between low, middle, and grand heaven domains. You may be a heaven lord at a low heaven domain, but when you get to middle heaven domain, your status is greatly diminished. Usually, there's no teleportation formation from low heaven domain to middle heaven domain. It wasn't easy for cultivators to go from low heaven domain to middle heaven domain. Only if you're extremely wealthy or extremely powerful would you be able to enter higher heaven domain. If you're wealthy and have a lot of immortal crystals, you can take the long-distance flying ships that travels between heaven domains. If you're very powerful, you can fly across heaven domains yourself. Of course, there are some lucky cultivators who get taken in by the sects of high heaven domains when they come down. This way you would also be taken away. As for the levels of the sects, it's completely different to the 9-star system in the cultivation realm. It's based on the power of a sect. If a cultivator in the sect reaches Great Extreme Immortal, then the sect would be Great Extreme Immortal Sect. If a cultivator reached Immortal Emperor in the sect, then the sect would be Emperor Sect. A sect without a Great Immortal wouldn't be accepted. Even the weakest sect must have one Great Immortal to be established. Yi Mo also looked at the 33 heaven division. The low heaven domains were Huang Zhang Yuan Hitong, Pingyu, Wenju Emo Yu Hang Meng Fei Hian Gonghua, and Jifeng Heaven. The 11 middle heaven domains were Huangjia, Tangyao, Duanjing, Jiao, Kongsheng, Huangya, Xiaomeng, Zongpiao, Winchong, Jiangyu, Yuan La Heaven. The 11 grand heaven domains were Xianshi, Xiaodu, Yuandong, Miaocheng, Jinshang, Changrong, Tingsheng, Fandu, Great Red, Yuyu, and Qingwei Heaven. Yemo didn't expect both Yu Heng and Gonghua were low-grade heaven domains. He wondered what power that Lu Jingquan was, great immortal or status immortal. From Yen Hongzhong's jade slip, Yemo could tell that in the 11 low-grade heaven domains, status immortal were extremely rare. Each was a heaven lord. The jade slips didn't talk about the middle grade and grand heaven domains. However, Yemo could guess that Wenju wasn't very far from Yuheng. Meanwhile, Gonghua was the furthest and very far from Yuheng. From the jade slip, Yemo knew that it was extremely hard to reach status immortal in the low heaven domains. One must be in middle heaven domain, but the jade slip deigned to explain why. Yemo sighed and put the jade slip away. He knew that if he wanted to stand at the peak of the immortal realm like on Luoyu continent, it would be countless times harder. If Yemo didn't have Golden Page World, 3 Birth Chant, Time Formation Disc, Bitter Bamboo, and so forth, he wouldn't even dare to imagine standing at the top. He wouldn't even dare to fight with Lu Jingquan. But now he had to want to. He ascended to immortal realm alone. Lu Jingquan wouldn't be able to find him, but if a lot of people ascended from Luoyu continent, then he would be exposed. There were countless people at Mou City. What if they were attacked by Lu Jingquan? After thinking for a long while, Yemo had decided to go out with Li Heng and them. He would never come back. The BIYIE was safe, but this wasn't what he wanted. He didn't need safety. He needed large amounts of cultivation realm and rapid improvement. After deciding his path, Yemo took out his Extreme Flame Star Gold and started to upgrade his Zisu. But no matter what, he didn't dare to go into the Golden Page world here. Who knew how many powerful beings were in the immortal realm? Perhaps their spirit sense was looking through the formation, and you didn't even know. The exposure of the corner soul, we didn't seem like a big deal, but Yemo had a subtle sense of unease. He really wanted to go now, but he knew that he had to keep calm. If he left alone, he wouldn't be able to explain things. Yemo started to use Mist Lotus Heart Fire to forge the Extreme Flage Star Gold. After melting it, Yemo added it to Zisu. What shook him was that before he did anything, Zisu started to devour it on its own. Afterwards, Zisu emitted a purple-red light. Yemo could only see Zisu rolling around in it while its appearance started to distort. Yemo rejoiced. Zisu was really a mag that could upgrade itself. 3 whole days, and Zisu finally calmed down. The rays disappeared too. When it was completely gone, an ordinary singled-edged long sword appeared before Yemo. There were very fine cloud eddy marks. Good sword. Yemo couldn't help saying. He could feel that this sword was now a low-grade immortal artifact. Yemo grabbed Zisu, and the more he looked at it, the happier he was. There was a darkish red in the purple, and Yemo could feel its powerful killing force. He sliced out, and the defense formation and restrictions he set up disappeared. This was terrifying. Yemo was exclaiming when a red communication room landed outside his restriction. Yemo took it and realized that the forgery competition was about to begin. Li Heng wanted Yemo to go over. Without hesitation, Yemo packed his things and left. He wasn't going to come back anymore. After the feast, even if Li Heng and them didn't leave, he would leave with other cultivators and never come back. Yemo left with Li Heng and them and came to the Bai Immortal City Square. Now he realized what was truly shocking. He had seen big tournaments in Pill City and seen countless cultivators gather on one square. There were a few 100,000 cultivators gathered before. But now at the endless Bai Immortal City Square, there were at least a few million. Yi Emo left with Li Heng and them and came to the Bai Immortal City Square. Now he realized what was truly shocking. He had seen big tournaments in Pill City and seen countless cultivators gather on one square. There were a few 100,000 cultivators gathered before, but now at the endless Bai Immortal City Square, there were at least a few million. The forgery competition hasn't even started, and there are so many people here. Wouldn't there be even more later on? Yi Emo exclaimed. Li Heng smiled. You're wrong. When the tournament begins, more than half of the people would go. Li Heng explained. There are very little golden immortals here. It's all below golden immortal. They want the same thing as us. Drink the Wen Feng wine Guyan goddess is treating us. After that they would leave. We're the same as well. We just here to see what's going on. There's no need to actually waste our time here. After drinking, we will be going to the Lao Shi Swamp too. Hearing this, Yi Emo liked it. His spirit sense scanned the cultivators on the square. More than 90% were below golden immortal. Some were even disaster, transformation state, and truth, realization state, cultivators. But those were rare. Most of the people here were hollow immortal. There were so many cultivators here, and even if everyone only drinks 1 cup, how much wine would be consumed? Just how wealthy was this Gu Yen goddess? Suddenly, a rainbow cloud landed in the middle of the stage. After the rainbow cloud disappeared, Gu Yen and her maid appeared. Then, tens of cultivators beyond golden immortal power appeared on the stage. Gu Yan's arrival received a round of applause. Gu Yan pressed down with her hand, and after the applause ended, she said with a crisp voice, Bai Immortal City has always been the famous city forgery in Wenju Heaven. This forgery tournament is the place where all the high-level forgery masters of Wenju Heaven will be showing their skills. I hope this tournament there will be more excellent forgery grandmasters showing up, bringing back our glory. There was another round of applause. Gu Yan nodded and continued, in order to thank all the friends who support our Wenju Heaven Domain Forgery Tournament. The Heaven Lord has authorized me to come and support this event while bringing the most famous wine of our heaven. When Feng wine, the applause grew even louder. Clearly most cultivators cared about this. Gu Yan smiled and bowed. Because there are so many people here, we can only supply the lowest level when Feng wine. There was no disappointment. Instead, the cultivators said, It's fine, we know. Thank you, Gu Yan goddess. Thank you, Heaven Lord Gu. Gu Yan smiled now. Everyone please enjoy when Feng wine. Then the 2 cultivators behind her walked over, each carrying a huge bucket. It was large, but everyone knew it was a pocket dimension magic artifact. Yi Emo saw the power of these 2. They were both great unity immortal. Gu Yan was only abstruse immortal level. In the fiery eyes of countless people, the 2 buckets were unsealed. An intense wine aroma spread out across the entire square. Some people even closed their eyes and started inhaling intensely. Some cultivators even murmured, So aromatic, good wine. Yi Emo smelled this wine and thought. He had this wine, and although it didn't smell this good, Yi Emo was certain it was made from 10,000-year stalagmite marrow. This wine manufacturing method Winter's arrival much better than his, and they added special immortal herbs too. At this moment, the 2 great extreme immortal guards waved the wine bucket, and countless wine mist sprayed down like rain. In the blink of an eye, everyone had a fist-sized drop of wine in front of them. Yi Emo had one too. He scanned his spirit sense inside and sniffed. This was indeed made with 10,000-year stalagmite wine. There was much less stalagmite marrow used than the wines he made. Yi Emo lost interest in this wine, but he was shook by the 2 guards' spirit sense. They were just 2 great unity immortal, but they could control more than 1,000,000 drops of wine floating in the air without any trouble. Just how powerful were status immortals? There was also a drop floating before Gu Yan goddess. Everyone knew she did this to show equality to everyone or respect. She didn't waste time and smiled. There's no wine cups. Apologies. Everyone cheers. Then she drank the drop in front of her. Everyone else copied and drank the wine. Everyone was savoring the taste of the alcohol. good wine indeed. No wonder it said that this wine can remedy pill poison. It's indeed extraordinary. Li Hung drank it and sighed. Yi Mo suddenly said, Brother Eli, I still have a drop here, you can have it. Li Hung opened up his eyes and dazed. Even the lowest grade Wen Feng wine is not something we can afford. Yet you don't even want to drink it. Yi Mo laughed. I don't really like this taste. Li Heng looked strangely at Yi Mo and murmured, Strange person. Then he took the wine to his mouth and drank it. What happened between the two immediately caught the notice of a great Unity immortal. He controlled all of the drops with his spirit sense. Yi Mo didn't drink it, but gave it to someone else. Then he saw Yi Mo was the hollow immortal that the young mistress helped at the city gates. Just when he wanted to tell this to Guyen, Guyen said loudly, I hereby announce the commencement of the Wen Ju Heaven Forgery Tournament. The main judges will be Bi, Yi Immortal City Lord, and me. The contestants, judges, and guests all came to the stage. At this moment, many low-level cultivators started to leave and left the space to the cultivators Golden Immortal and above. Li Hung and them weren't interested in watching the tournament either, and all left. Yi Mo wanted to leave as soon as possible. He quickly followed Li Hung and them and left the city. The guard watching Yi Mo just suddenly realized that they had disappeared. City Lord Zong, you're saying there was corner soul weed in by City Lord? Gu Yen asked in shock. Yes, I just got news. It would be sold at Rainbow Immortal Merchant Association. 2 would be sold. A middle-aged man said. He was the city, Lord Zong he. Gu Yan's face went serious and said to one of her great Unity immortal bodyguards, Mu Ji go investigate how it appeared and notify the Heaven Lord. Zong, he said, Gian goddess, no need. A hollow immortal who just ascended took it out. He went to a small merchant tower to buy cultivation method and information about the 33 heavens, but he only had 21 low-grade immortal crystals. But a golden immortal called Yan Hongzhong bought his extreme grade flying cultivation artifact. That hollow immortal felt he took advantage of Yan Hongzhong, so he gave 2 corners soul weed to him. It's him. Gu Yan thought of the young cultivator who couldn't afford 500 low-grade immortal crystals. It's him. Clearly the other bodyguard knew about it too. You guys know this person? Zong, he asked in confusion. The bodyguard said seriously, Young mistress, this person is probably the cultivator you helped pay the 500 immortal crystals for. He just came here, but he didn't drink Wen Feng wine. He gave it to someone else. Oh. Gu Yen frowned. Theoretically, Wen Feng wine would be top-grade wine for a hollow immortal. Yet he gave it to someone else? Find that person immediately. Gu Yen said. That Yan Hongzhong knew he wouldn't be able to keep 2 corner soul weed. So he sold it to the Merchant Tower, and the Merchant Tower sold it to Rainbow Immortal Merchant Association. Zong, he continued, that Yan Hongzhong knew he wouldn't be able to keep 2 corner soul weed. So he sold it to the Merchant Tower, and the Merchant Tower sold it to Rainbow Immortal Merchant Association. Zong, he continued, Guyen frowned and said to the other bodyguard, Prepare immortal crystals. We must get the 2 corner soul weed tomorrow at the auction. Yi Mo breathed easy. He was at the Lao 11 swamp now. The way there wasn't complicated indeed, but it wasn't close neither. Yi Mo offered to use his blue moon, and the 4 used just a day to get there. Yi Mo thought this place would be like a swamp, but when he got here, he realized he was greatly wrong. Usually, swamps would have plantation and some floating woods or water ditches. But this swamp was just full of rotting mud. There was no water nor herb. The mud was dull gray, and there were some bubbles. There was cultivation resource at this sort of place. Yi Mo looked dazedly at this place and couldn't comprehend. Were they going dive inside and look for cultivation resource? Seeing this, Gao Yuan laughed. Yi Mo, you wouldn't think we're going inside to find cultivation resource, right? Yi Mo laughed awkwardly. He really thought so. Seeing this, Gao Yuan laughed. You thought right. Although not everyone would do this, some still would. However, you need to choose the right place. If you dare to go down here, you will never come back up. Li Heng explained, there are a huge amount of immortal items in here. They're all valuable. If you can find a mud lotus, then you would have cultivation resource for a few hundred years. But in all these years, there had only been 3 mud lotus. Of course, most places are very dangerous. If you go down, you would be devoured forever. Other than inside, there are also large amounts of floating jiao on the surface. These are valuable too. Each one is worth 300 low-grade immortal crystals. Yi Mo dazed. He realized he made a big mistake. At the Bai Immortal City, he didn't buy that immortal herb jade slip. Thing had a lot of immortal herbs inside too, but it was mainly targeted at the cultivation realm. I haven't heard of this as well. Yi Mo smiled awkwardly. Gao Yuan took out a jade slip and gave it to Yi Mo. This is a menu of frequently seen immortal herbs and materials. Have a look. Yi Mo took the jade slip gratefully and didn't mention immortal crystals. He could tell that Gao Yuan was much more generous than Li Heng. Li Heng said to Yi Mo, this is Lao 11 swamp outskirts. There's nothing much, we just need to fly in half a day more. Yi Mo just wanted to reply, and his face changed. His spirit sense was much more powerful than hollow immortal tertiary stage Li Heng. He saw 2 cultivators flying over here. One of them was golden immortal power already. Li Heng said that more than 90% of cultivators here were hollow immortal. Only occasionally would there be golden immortal. Yi Mo's face changed not because the person was golden immortal, but because he had seen this golden immortal. When the attendant at the merchant tower called out corner soul weed, everyone heard it and everyone was watching him. This golden immortal was one of them. Yi Mo didn't believe in such coincidence that as soon as he came here that golden immortal came. Thinking about this, Yi Mo set up tens of stealth formation flags. Yi Mo, you're an immortal formation master? Li Heng asked in shock. Yi Mo laughed. I'm just a low-level immortal formation master. I can set up some simple immortal formations. The formation flags I set down are to hide our tracks. I'm scared someone will chase us. Gao Yuan raised her thumb to Yi Mo. Yi Mo, you just ascended, but you do things very carefully. No wonder you can ascend to the immortal realm at such a young age. You're probably some famous person in the cultivation realm, right? Yi Mo laughed, but didn't answer. Gao Yuan didn't expect Yi Mo to say anything, but she looked at Li Heng. Yi Mo's spirit sense was watching them both. They were all fighting at the bottom of Immortal Realm society, and they weren't that close. Yi Mo had a good impression of them, but it didn't mean he wasn't wary. Li Heng nodded at Gao Yuan but didn't talk. They sped up. Yi Mo saw this and didn't show any expression. Even if 3 hollow immortals attacked him, he wouldn't mind. Plus, they had no reason to attack him. Seeing that golden immortal roam around for a while before changing direction, Yi Mo breathed easy. The Lao 11 swamp was huge. Even golden immortal spirit sense wouldn't be able to see the end. Li Heng sped up obviously, and half a day later, Li Heng stopped. Seeing Li Heng look at him, Yi Mo immediately knew something was about to happen. Li Heng saluted with his fists to Yi Mo. Yi Mo, I can tell you're no evil person, and you've been with us for a few days. I believe you can tell we're not evil too. Yi Mo smiled. Of course, I trust Brother Li and Sister Yuan. That's why I came with you guys to get rich here. Gao Yuan laughed. Yi Mo, you're really straightforward. Get rich? Haha, that's right, we're here to get rich. Li Heng nodded. He thought that Yi Mo meant he was only hollow immortal primary stage. If he didn't trust them, he wouldn't come with them. But he still asked out of caution. Now that Yi Mo gave a certain answer, Li Heng was more assured and said, Yi Mo, I see your formation is good, so I have a big business deal. Would you dare to do it? Yi Mo smiled. There's no business I don't dare to do. Great, I like this answer. Li Heng nodded in approval. Before Yi Mo could reply, he said, Yi Mo, I won't hide it from you. A decade ago, we found a ruin here. Ruin? Yi Mo was completely broke. As soon as he heard the word ruin, his eyes lit up. Li Heng was happy with Yi Mo's expression and continued, that ruin is very obscure. I'm certain that without guidance, you wouldn't be able to find it for 10,000 years. Then why did you guys wait till today? Yi Mo asked in confusion. Gao Yuan quickly said there's a formation there. None of us know formation. If we tried to break it open by force, it would startle everyone in the swamp. By then, our team wouldn't be able to get anything. Thus, we haven't touched it till now. Yi Mo realized and said, No problem, brother Li, lead the way, let's go see. Li Heng nodded immediately and flew faster. Half a day later, Yi Mo finally found signs of cultivators. Many of them were searching for something in this endless swamp. At this moment, a cultivator suddenly put away his flying magic artifact and dug his head into the gray mud. People really did this? Someone probably found something good. Gao Hu said. Li Heng nodded. Gao Hu is right, there are many good things inside, but rarely do people go in. It's just too dangerous inside. There's definitely something really good for that person to go in. Li Heng nodded. Gao Hu is right, there are many good things inside, but rarely do people go in. It's just too dangerous inside. There's definitely something really good for that person to go in. Then he added, no matter what, it has nothing to do with us. Let's leave earlier. There would be more and more cultivators coming here. Li Heng was right. In a short time, 8 cultivators came. They stopped. Clearly they came to see the cultivator who just went into the swamp. The 3 turned to leave, and no one cared, but Yi Mo felt he was being tracked. However, he used his spirit sense to scan behind many times and didn't find anything. Half a day later, that feeling was still there. Just when he wanted to say his feeling, Li Heng said, We're here. Then he pointed at a plain region of swamp. Look at the mud here. It looks the same as other places, but there are actually subtle differences. Yi Mo's attention was caught by Li Heng's words, and he checked with spirit sense. Soon he noticed that the bubbles here had a special feature. They were all the same size. Yi Mo looked at Li Heng in shock. He even forgot that there was someone behind him. This region was only a 3-meter radius, and one had to look very closely to see it. How did Li Heng know? Yi Mo, are you wondering how I knew this? Li Heng saw Yi Mo's face and smiled. Yi Mo asked, Did you find this place by searching for spirit herbs? Li Heng said, I found this place on an occasion, but not far finding spirit items. Once you've been in this place for long enough, you'll know it's a dead swamp. No, cultivators would go in, as rarely any of them would survive. The place we saw a cultivator jump in before was live swamp. You won't necessarily die if you jump in. When we were being hunted, we knew we would die for sure, so we had no choice but to come here. However, we were very lucky. This place isn't a swamp, it's a stealth formation. If you go in, you will go into a formation dimension. That's how we survived. Yi Mo was awkward. He said he was an immortal formation master, but when they took him here, he looked at it for a long while and didn't recognize it was a stealth formation. Yes, as long as you go in from here, you will find yourself to be in caved-in area. There's an ancient cultivation home there. There's some restriction, and we have come here a few times, but we weren't able to open it. Not long ago, Mi Qin was too desperate to go in and was killed by the formation, Gao Yuan said sadly. Haha, a laughter sounded and a flying magic artifact appeared. There were 3 cultivators on their all-hollow immortal peak. I was wondering why you 3 gave up seeing the good show. So you're here to find the ancient ruin. A red-robed cultivator said. His face was dark, but his hands were very long. Yi Mo sighed. No wonder he felt he was being followed, but couldn't see anything. It was this flying ship magic artifact. It was definitely a good thing. Even his spirit sense couldn't find it. It's you, Yen Zhua. Li Heng's face changed. The red-robed cultivator sneered. That's right, it's me. I saw you before and was planning to teach you a lesson, but you ran off. Then the red-robed cultivator said to the hollow immortal next to him, When shown, you guessed right, haha. Ancient cultivation home, we're rich. Gao Yuan put away her smile and stared coldly at the red-robed cultivator and said, Yanzhua, there's indeed a ruin here. We can give it to you. From now on we don't intervene with each other. Yi Emo looked at Gao Yuan in shock. They were 3 hollow immortal peak stage, but the Gao Yuan siblings were hollow immortal middle stage. Li Heng was hollow immortal tertiary stage, and there was him too. Why would they be afraid? But soon Yi Emo realized none of them considered him a cultivator who only had 20% of cultivation essence converted to immortal essence. Yi Emo received Gao Yuan's sound transmission. Yi Emo, that Yanzhua is very powerful. He can even kill ordinary golden immortal cultivators. We must run away. Remember, you must not be caught by his red mist. Don't intervene with each other. Red-robed cultivator sneered. Ran away? Do you think you have that chance in front of me? Clearly. He caught Gao Yuan's sound transmission. Yi Emo said straight up, I'll deal with this, Yanzhua. You 3 hold the other 2 there. After I kill Yanzhua, I'll come help. Then before the 3 could reply, Yi Emo released Zisu and charged at Yanzhua. He wanted to annihilate them all just like what Yanzhua thought. Seeing Yi Emo charge towards Yanzhua in suicide, Li Heng and them's face changed. They immediately realized that Yi Emo dominated the cultivation realm too much that he didn't change his mindset here. He thought the immortal realm cultivators were as easy to deal with as the cultivation realm cultivators. What do we do? Gao Yuan's face changed and asked Li Heng desperately. Before he could respond, Yen Zhua's 2 partners charged at them. Li Heng could only rush to say, You and Gao, who take on that short fat one, I'll take on the other. Everyone released their magic artifact, and immortal essence roamed around this place. Yen Zhua saw that a mere hollow immortal who didn't even convert all of his cultivation essence dared to fight him. He was furious. A crescent spade appeared in his hand. Screech. Zisu hacked down with a painful sound. It was just a simple purple ray. Yen Zhua suddenly frowned. He felt something was wrong. This strike made his mind shake. This had never happened before. An ordinary strike without the support of any magic. How could it shake his mind? He didn't think more and released his crescent spade. Countless shadows emitted from it and completely enveloped Yi Emo and his Zisu sword ray. Just looking at the shadows, he knew that Yen Zhua had fused his offense and defense. Perhaps Yen Zhua thought he wouldn't be able to escape under such attack. Seeing how he easily covered Yi Emo with his spade shadows, Yen Zhua breathed easy. He knew Yi Emo was over. By the time the shadows disappeared, they would have been killed by either the spade shadow or the red mist. Yen Zhua knew that heartshake was him being too careful. When a red smoke started to emit from the spade shadow, Yi Emo realized this was Yen Zhua's lethal blow. Break! Yi Emo yelled, and purple sword rays charged out of the spade shadow as they instantly melted. However, the red mist didn't go away and surrounded at Yi Emo. Yi Emo didn't mind and hacked out with Zisu again. Illusion Cloud Hua Mountain Strike. The red mist completely surrounded Yi Emo layer by layer and even made a sizzling sound. Gao Yuan happened to see this and screamed, but losing her focus for a brief moment resulted in an ice prick slicing past her ribs. Gao, whose eyes were about to burst out, and attacked like crazy. The purple ray of Illusion Cloud Hua Mountain strike locked onto the shocked Yanzhua and hacked over. This strike didn't have its vibrant rays anymore. It was just an extremely ordinary purple sword rays with a subtle, scorching red light inside. It was the ray of extreme flame star gold. Yen Zhua looked dazedly at this and completely forgot to dodge. He was locked by Yi Emo's sword domain and couldn't dodge. He didn't understand why Yemo was still fine after being enveloped by his red mist. Splurge. Sword ray hacked down from Yen Zhua's head. His essence spirit seeped out in horror as he saw purple flames radiating from Yemo's body. The red mist were completely dissipated by his flame. Purple heaven flame. Yen Zhu realized why the sizzling sound was. It was Yemo's fire burning his mist, not his mist erode his body. He had never seen such a powerful hollow immortal, and this was a hollow immortal who didn't convert his cultivation essence yet. This was more fucking golden immortal than golden immortal. Even golden immortal wouldn't be able to easily break his red mist. A black shadow dashed out, and Yen Zhua's essence spirit was gulped by it. This was the first time Yemo used Heaven Flame 9 Suns from inside to outside, but this was still very good. The red mist was instantly burned away. This was the first time Yemo used Heaven Flame 9 Suns from inside to outside, but this was still very good. The red mist was instantly burned away. Yemo didn't know what the red mist was, but he estimated that even if he didn't use Heaven Flame 9 Suns, it wouldn't be able to do anything to him with his God State body refinement. But Yemo didn't dare to bet against it. There were too many uncontrollable things in the immortal realm, and his God State was only a cultivation realm state. He didn't know the body refinement states of the immortal realm. Who's to say his body refinement can stop that red mist? After taking Yen Zhua's storage ring, Yemo saw the Gao Yuan was in danger. She had blood everywhere on her body and her hair was messy. She could be killed at any time. Yemo released Zisu without hesitation and charged at the cultivator the siblings were fighting. The instant that cultivator saw Yemo kill Yen Zhua, he knew things weren't good. Yen Zhua could take on a few of them, and now Yemo could even kill Yen Zhua. If they fought Yemo, they would be killed. The moment Yemo took Yen Zhou's storage ring, that cultivator wanted to run. But he was too slow. Yemo took less than a second to take Yen Zhou's storage ring, and before his dashing light had formed, Zisu had completely bound him. So powerful, this hollow immortal spat in despair. He knew that even if he stayed to fight with Yemo, he could only block a few moves. Splurge! Bloodlight flashed as soon as his essence spirit seeped out. It was gulped by Shadowless. The other middle-aged man cultivator saw Yen Zhua and his partner get killed so quickly and was scared soulless. Li Heng was also shook at Yemo's terrifying means, but Yemo was on their side. His opponent tried to run, and he took the opportunity to heavily injure him. Even so, the cultivator still got away. Just when Li Heng wanted to chase up, he found that cultivator was killed by Yemo's strike before even running out by 10 meters. In less than half a minute, Yemo killed 3 of them. Li Heng and the Gao siblings looked at Yemo in shock. They had never expected an ordinary cultivator who just ascended would be this powerful. Yen Zhua was a dominant overlord in the Laoshi swamp. Although no one had seen Yen Zhua kill a golden immortal, but there was such news. If Yemo could kill Yen Zhua, it meant that his power was on par with ordinary golden immortal primary stage. Brother, I didn't expect you to be this powerful. This time you saved us, Li Heng said bitterly. To be honest, the reason he took Yemo was out of pity, but mainly because he looked harmless. But now it seemed Yemo could kill him easily. He didn't even know he changed his way of calling Yemo. If he knew Yemo was this powerful, he would be willing to give his 10,000 immortal crystals all to Yemo at the city gates. With Yemo's means, no one would dare to mess with them here. There were many good things in the swamp, but they could only go distant places, as the places with rich cultivation resource had been taken over by powerful people. Brother Li, you're too polite. We're all on the same team. We should be helping each other. Yemo smiled. Yemo, I've never seen a hollow immortal cultivator more powerful than you. You really hit a lot of power. Gao Yuan said. Yemo was speechless. Gao, who quickly said, Sister, don't say that. He was afraid his sister would anger Yemo. Then he saluted with his fists. Thank you for saving us, Brother Yi. Gao Yuan also reacted and quickly said, Yi Mo, thank you for saving our lives. Yan Zhua has enmity with us. Once he robbed 9 leafless, floating jiao from us. If it wasn't that there was a lot of people there, we might have been killed already. Yi Mo sighed. Such things were everywhere. He took out a bottle of pill and said, Sister Yuan, your injuries are heavy. Eat this first. I don't have anything good. It's all some heaven-grade, level 9 pills from the cultivation realm. Thank you. Gao Yuan took the pill. Heaven-grade level 9 pills are already very extravagant to us. Yi Mo clearly felt the distance between them now that he killed Yan Zhua. Gao Yuan was rather fine, but Li Heng and Gao, who clearly felt uneasy. Yi Mo knew this was unavoidable, so he could only say, Brother Li, it's not good to stay here. Let's go see that ruin first. If there's nothing good, we need to quickly leave. Okay. Li Heng said without hesitation. He knew that if Yi Mo wanted to kill him, he wouldn't be able to run. I'll go in first. Li Heng said and charged into the swamp. Gao Yuan used the pill and stopped her wounds. She nodded to Yi Mo and went in as well. Both of them went in, but Yi Mo didn't see any changes to the swamp. He immediately knew that this was indeed a high-level stealth formation. Otherwise, he would be able to see through it. Gao, who saluted with his fists and went in. Yi Mo followed without hesitation. As soon as Yi Mo went here, the view changed. He really entered an encaved land. Brother Yi, look, this is it. Li Heng said. Yi Mo sighed. Why didn't the guy who set up the formation set up a defense formation? That way Li Heng would never be able to find this place. This area was only about a few hundred square meters. There was a dried-up pond in the center with gray, huge stones on the left side. There was clearly an attack formation and trap formation in front of it. They were just ordinary level 2 immortal formation, and it should be fine for Yi Mo to break such simple ones. Yi Mo frowned and didn't move. The stealth formation outside was at least above level 5, but the formation here was only level 2 immortal formation. The means were very rough too. Brother, Yi, is there something wrong with this formation? Li Heng asked, worriedly. Yi Mo shook his head. I can break this formation, but the difference in level between the formation here and outside is too great. I don't know why the person would do this. Gao Yuan said, would it be that they were set up by different people? Yi Mo thought and agreed. Just because this was the same place didn't mean they were set up by the same person. Yi Mo patted his head. Seeing this, Gao Yuan's vigilance towards Yi Mo disappeared. She felt that even if there was something really good here, Yi Mo wouldn't take it all for himself. Yi Mo didn't even make formation flags and just used his already made ones. He didn't have the ability to set up level 2 formation, but it didn't mean he couldn't break this coarse level 2 immortal formation. As Yi Mo sprayed down formation flags, a light-piercing sound occurred. That gray stone opened up. This huge stone is the door. Gao Yuan asked in shock. Yes. Yi Mo answered, and as he threw down the last formation flag, a black cave appeared before them. Their spirit sense couldn't even scan inside. By Immortal City. By Immortal City. The bodyguard who went out to find Yi Mo had come back. He was standing in front of Gu Yan and guilty. You didn't find that cultivator? Gu Yan looked at her guard in confusion. Bai Yi was big, but a great unity immortal. Couldn't find a hollow immortal? Yes. The guard said guiltily, I only know his name is Yi Mo and had left the city with 3 other hollow immortals. Gu Yan frowned. Then you can't find the 3 cultivators with him as well? That Yi Mo didn't drink wine, but the other 3 drank when Feng wine? As long as they drank it, then the unique wine qi wouldn't dissipate until 5 days later. If you find them 3, you would be able to find Yi Mo. The great unity immortal said with guilt. I thought so at the time, and after leaving the square, I immediately sent people to guard the city gates, and not long cultivators who drank to go out, but some of them had already gone out. Some of them went to Lao, Shi Swamp, and City. Lord Zong has sent people there, but there's no news of them yet. The auction has begun. Let's get the two-corner soul weed first. Gu Yen fell silent for a moment and said. At this moment, in a stealth formation below the Lao Shi Swamp, Li Heng saluted with his fists and said, Brother, why don't I go in first? Yi Emo waved his hand. You can't scan spirit sense in. Clearly there's more formation. I'll go in first. After I can confirm there's no trouble, inside we'll go in together. Yes, brother, you decided. Li Heng nodded without hesitation. Gao Yuan and Gao who were completely fine with it too. No matter what Li Heng thought, Yi Emo wouldn't care. After exploring this ruin, he would leave alone. He had a bad feeling when he saw the golden immortal from the city. If there wasn't a ruin here, he would have ran off already. Yi Emo didn't go in first. He sent out a few spirit sense blades. They instantly torn open a coarse spirit sense shielding formation. A not very large cultivation home appeared before Yi Emo. There was a lighting formation inside. Yi Emo scanned with his spirit sense. There was no attack formation here, but there were two bodies in the middle. Yi Emo turned and waved to Li Heng and them. There's no danger, everyone come in together. Li Heng and them dazed. They thought the reason Yi Emo wanted to go in first was to see if there were very good things. If there was, he would take it first. But Yi Emo just looked at the door and waved to them. Two dead golden immortals. Gao Yuan said in shock. Li Heng shook his head. They're not golden immortal. The gold color of their bones had faded. They're clearly abstruse immortals. Two abstruse immortals would be killed here. Gao Yuan asked in shock. Li Heng answered, they weren't killed, they killed each other. Just look at the direction their magic artifact attacked. Both of their storage ring are still here. They indeed killed each other. It's a male and female. Yi Emo agreed. Li Heng picked up the two storage ring and placed it on the side. Yi Emo picked over a pill cauldron. It wasn't high nor low grade. It was a middle grade immortal artifact. I understand why they're killing each other. Li Heng called out in shock. Mud lotus, Gao Yuan blurted out. Li Heng said drily. Yes, it's a mud lotus inside the pill cauldron. Yi Emo didn't know the use of mud lotus, and he subconsciously picked up the dried lotus. This is mud lotus. Yi Emo asked in confusion. Yes, this is mud lotus. It can be used to make Great Unity Pill. It's a level 4 immortal pill that is very important for abstruse immortal to break through to Great Unity Immortal. Li Heng said in excitement. As though to prove he didn't have any bad intentions, he added, for the 11 low heaven domains. The hardest isn't breaking through between great immortal levels, but breaking through from heaven immortal to great immortal. Some people are stuck at abstruse immortal for the rest of their lives and could only watch as their life ends. One can imagine how precious Great Unity Pills are. Yi Emo nodded. No wonder Li Heng said a mud lotus was enough for ordinary cultivators to have enough cultivation resources for a few hundred years. If it was really this precious, even a few thousand years of cultivation resources was enough. But Li Heng said, Great Unity Pill is precious, but there are too little people who can concoct level 4 immortal pill. At least a level 4 immortal pill master is needed to concoct it. There aren't many in the entire Wenju heaven. Yi Emo opened the lotus and saw 6 lotus seeds inside. Seeing this, Gao Yuan said, I know why they killed each other now. Gao Yuan said, seeing everyone looked at her, the two of them got the mud lotus together, and one of them is immortal pill master, so he planned to concoct the Great Unity Pill. However, he failed all his attempts, and the other person didn't allow him to keep wasting the mud lotus, and this caused discord. Each mud lotus has 12 seeds, but there's only 6. Gao Yuan added. Li Heng nodded. Perhaps one of them knew his lifespan was about to end, so he tried again and again, but his pill concoction skills were limited. By the way, now that I think about it, That dried pond outside might be where the mud lotus grew. Then, as though thinking of something, Li Heng subconsciously took a step back. How could Yi Mo not know that they were scared of him suddenly attacking? Yi Mo shook his head. Thinking about this, Yi Mo felt a little disappointed. He took out 2 seeds and said, "Regardless, let's split this first. There are 6 seeds, I'll take 2. Brother and I will have 1 each. The remaining 2 can be Li Heng brothers." Gao Yuan quickly said. Li Heng took the last 2 seeds and said, "The seeds can grow out new mud lotus, but it takes a long time." Yi Mo heard this and thought he already had 5 colored lotus in his golden page world. He might as well plant another mud lotus. When he had large amounts of immortal crystals, he would be able to use the time formation disc to grow it. Yi Mo opened the 2 storage rings. There were 2 low-grade immortal artifact and 1 middle-grade attack immortal artifact. There were also about 50k low-grade immortal crystals and 10k middle-grade immortal crystals, as well as 8k top-grade immortal crystals. Then, there were some rotten immortal spirit herb and pills. So wealthy, Gao Yuan took a cold breath in. She had never seen so many immortal crystals. Li Heng said they're not wealthy. They pretty much used up all their immortal crystals before coming here. Yi Mo knew that one of them used large amounts of spirit stones to buy immortal spirit herb, but they didn't preserve it, and most of them had rotten. Yi Mo picked up a few jade slips and saw it introduced some immortal spirit herb and pill recipes of the immortal realm. He explained to them what they were and said, "I'll take these." They didn't mind Yi Mo taking the pill concoction jade slips. Li Heng even said generously, "Since Brother Yi likes pill concoction, you can have this middle-grade immortal artifact pill cauldron." Yi Mo took it without hesitation and then took another 5k top-grade immortal crystals before saying, "This enough for me, you guys can have the rest." Yi Mo took this much to assure them. If he took too little, they would feel scared. Most importantly, Yi Mo felt he needed top-grade immortal crystals for cultivation. The time formation disc needed it too. Li Heng didn't think Yi Mo took much, and instead really breathed easy. After all, there were 3 immortal artifacts here, and Yi Mo didn't touch a single one. Yi Mo at most took a quarter of the total value here. The rest were very happy with what they got. Yi Mo's generosity made Li Heng and them approve of him greatly. The 2 storage ring were low-grade immortal artifact, but Yi Mo didn't take it as well. "Brother, you were planning to go back to the city for solitary cultivation. Are you going back too?" Li Heng didn't have any vigilance towards Yi Mo now. If Yi Mo was going to kill them, he wouldn't let them come out of the ruin. If Yi Mo could go back with them and form squad to come here again, they wouldn't be afraid of other hollow immortal cultivators. Yi Mo saluted with his fists. "Thanks for your help. I don't plan to go back for now. We can meet again in the future." Seeing Yi Mo disappear into the depth of the swamp on Blue Moon, Li Heng sighed. "This brother, Yi, is really a legend. I've never seen someone with such a righteous heart. Brother, you would definitely become someone we look up to in the future. Yet, I cared about a mere 500 low-grade immortal crystals." Gao Yuan comforted, "Li Heng, brother, you're a righteous person too. I trust your future wouldn't be far from Yi Mo." "Ha ha!" Li Heng laughed. "That's right, as long as we keep working hard, who knows what level we can reach. Let's go back to the Bai Immortal City for solitary cultivation." Gao's siblings knew that Li Heng was going to try to break through to Golden Immortal. They were going for Hollow Immortal Tertiary Stage 2. Moments later, the 3 disappeared here too. 5 days later, Yi Mo had changed the direction and left the swamp. He felt that place wasn't a place to stay. He needed to find a safe place to convert all of his cultivation essence to immortal essence, but his power was too low and his flying magic artifact was so-so. Otherwise, he would have even wanted to leave Wenju Heaven, putting Blue Moon at max speed. Yemo was far from by Immortal City now. Only then did he slow down Blue Moon. He got out of Blue Moon and stopped as he saw a marketplace. It was very busy and there were all sorts of spirit herb. There were no restriction and not even a sign outside. Clearly, this hadn't been around for long. Yemo didn't plan to stay here, but when he saw a few soul return fruits, he came in without hesitation. How much for these soul return fruits? Yemo asked desperately. He had searched countless places for this, but had never seen it. They were the main ingredients for soul nurturing pill. Yemo planned to use it to save Nya Shuang Shuang. 500 low-grade immortal crystals. You can have it all. The stall owner Yemo was desperate and made an exorbitant offer. Yemo knew he was too desperate. He had some immortal crystals, but he didn't want to waste it like that. He frowned. It's just a few spirit herbs. Why is it so expensive? The stall owner looked at Yemo in contempt. Spirit herb? That would depend what spirit herb it is. If you can give me a 9-color lotus or immortal curl flower, I would give you 1,000 immortal crystals. Plus soul return fruit can be used to concoct soul nurturing pill and might save a dying life. Is a life worth money? Yemo knew these 3 fruits wasn't worth this price, but he had no choice as this guy had seen his desperate look. Sighing, Yemo took out 300 immortal crystals and said, "Deal or no deal?" Of course, deal. The cultivator took 300 immortal crystals and gave the fruits to Yemo in a jade box. Yemo rubbed his nose. He knew he was scammed, but even if the guy held the price of 500 immortal crystals, he would still probably buy it. Idiot, you lost big. These fruits are at most worth tens of low-grade immortal crystals, but you gave him a few hundred. A crisp voice said behind Yemo. Yemo turned back and saw a 16-year-old young girl. She had a horsetail braid and seemed very youthful. Her face was ruddy, and the 2 buns in front of her chest didn't seem to be small. What shook him was that this young girl was stronger than him. Hollow immortal tertiary stage. Yemo smiled. "Thank you, Martial Sister. I'll know for next time." Yemo was about to leave, but the young girl stopped him. "Don't go yet. Did you buy them to concoct the soul nurturing pill?" Yemo nodded. "Yeah, a friend died for a few decades trying to save me." The girl sneered. "Idiot, if the soul nurturing pill could save someone who had been dead for a few decades, then even if you sold your life, you wouldn't be able to afford it." Yemo dazed and agreed. If it had such effect, why was it worth so little? Seeing Yemo in a daze, the girl shook her head. "Let me tell you. The main effect of the soul nurturing pill is for cultivators who just died and their essence spirit hadn't dissipated. It can strengthen a cultivator's essence spirit and revive them. In the cultivation realm, this is indeed very powerful, but it can only be useful for cultivators below Hollow Immortal. So I'm saying you got tricked." Yemo dazed for a while before sighing. "Thank you for enlightening me, Martial Sister. My friend's power is low. I still want to try." The girl put her hands on her waist and said, "Are you calling me Martial Sister because I seem very old?" Yemo was lost for words. He thought, "Who knows how old you are? I can't tell, but I feel you're not young." Seeing this, the girl said happily, "I'll tell you, if you really have such friend, don't even think about saving him with the soul nurturing pill. But my Martial Sister can save her. She's already status immortal." Yemo shook his head. Of course, he wouldn't believe her words. This young girl was Hollow Immortal. How could her Martial Sister be status immortal? Seeing Yemo seemingly annoyed, she was blocking his way. She suddenly laughed. "You can tell my power is much, much higher than yours, right? Even with my power, I'm still weaker than my Martial Sister, so I wouldn't lie to you." Yemo smiled. A mere Hollow Immortal tertiary stage, and she thinks she's much stronger than him? If they fought, he would be able to instantly kill her. Yemo ignored the girl and was about to leave on Blue Moon, but when his spirit sense scanned this girl again, his eyelids jumped. Her power jumped to great eternity immortal level. "No way! You can really see my power level. The girl stared at Yemo like he was a ghost. Hearing this, Yemo was even more shook and said, "You're really not hollow immortal tertiary stage." Hearing this, Yemo was even more shook and said, "You're really not hollow immortal tertiary stage?" Hearing this, the girl looked at Yemo in confusion. She couldn't tell if Yemo was telling the truth or not. Seeing that he tricked her for now, he didn't want to talk to her and was about to leave on Blue Moon. He felt uncomfortable with her. Seeing Yemo about to fly away, ignoring her. She didn't stop him this time, but sneered. "I'm right calling you an idiot if your friend really lost her essence spirit a few decades ago, then if you use the soul-nurturing pill on her now, you're not saving her. You're killing her." Yemo was shook. If that really was the case, it would be a disaster. Seeing Yemo fall in silence, the young girl threw a jade slip at him. "If you don't believe me, look at the soul chapter on the jade slip." Yemo scanned with spirit sense and was overcome with joy. This jade slip was like an encyclopedia. It was countless times more informative than thing. Or chapter, material chapter, spirit herb chapter, immortal spirit herb chapter. There was everything and many types of pill recipes. Yemo found the soul-nurturing pill without trouble and realized that the young girl really didn't trick him. The pill indeed could possibly wake Nya Aswangshwang up, but it wasn't big. The use of the pill increased in difficulty with time after the essence spirit began dissipating. If the essence spirit was left there, it might last longer, but if the pill was used and couldn't recover her, then her essence spirit would immediately cripple. So this meant that either Nya Shuangshwang was saved or die immediately if he used it now. Seeing Yemo's hesitation, she knew that Yemo believed her, and just when she wanted to say something, there was joy on her face. "My martial sister is here." Before Yemo could look up, a blue figure landed before him silently. Yemo was shook. This person arrived with his sense alerting him at all. He subconsciously scanned with his spirit beast and quickly took it back. It was a middle-aged female cultivator. She looked very ordinary, but what made Yemo worry was that he couldn't see her power at all. The only possibility was that she was really a status immortal. He didn't expect this young girl was telling the truth. "Martial sister, I'll go show you. I'm certain it's what you need." The girl pulled the blue-dressed woman towards a direction, but after a few steps, she thought of Yemo and turned back. "Don't go, I'll come find you in a bit." Yemo knew that even if he wanted to go, he wouldn't be able to. There was a status immortal here. Even if she was just an immortal king and he left a day earlier, he would still be caught. Seeing the two go into the market, Yemo quickly threw out a storage ring and placed Nya Shuangshwang's jade bed inside, as well as Luo Yin's jade coffin. If the girl really wanted to see his friends, and he took it from the Golden Page world, the blue dress status immortal might see it. Yemo didn't wait for long, and the two returned. You really didn't go? I thought you would have tried to run. There's not many honest people like you." The young girl said in shock, seeing Yemo here. Yemo was speechless. She told him to wait here. He didn't go because he couldn't get away, but he also wanted this blue-dressed woman to see if she could save Nya Shuangshwang. Yemo quickly saluted with his fists. Yemo greet Tu Qianbei. "You really can see my power." The young girl glared at Yemo. Yemo was speechless. "I can indeed, but I can't see the power of this blue-dressed Qianbei." The young girl was going to say something more, but the blue-dressed status immortal waved her hand. "Let's go, Yu Xiang." Clearly she knew what her martial sister was like. She came to play with this newly ascended cultivator. Yemo quickly gave the jade slip back to her and saluted with his fists. "Qian, Bei, didn't you tell Wan Bei to stay here, and you said this Qian Bei would save my friend?" "I was tricking you, and you really believed me." She grabbed the jade slip and said. She acted as though she was being serious before, but now it was just her joke. Yemo frowned. He knew that this young girl could take his life with one slap, and although he was furious, there was nothing he could do. The blue dress status immortal reproached. Yu Xiang, do not do this again. Then she looked at Yi Mo. Where is your friend? Show me. Yi Mo dazed. He didn't expect this extremely powerful female cultivator would really look at the friend of a hollow immortal. This wasn't his impression of immortals. See, I said I would be able to help you. If I didn't say that my martial sister definitely wouldn't help you, you should thank me first. The young girl said and looked gloatingly at Yi Mo. Yi Mo couldn't be sure what she said was true or false, so he ignored her and took out the jade bed. This is my friend Qianbei, have a look. Shadowless bug. The blue-dressed female cultivator saw what was in Nye Shuang's hand first. The next moment, Yi Mo felt his body lighten. He knew he was taken away. Such power, he couldn't even react to it, much less resist. Moments later they landed again, but they were now on a distant mountain top. That marketplace had disappeared from his spirit sense. The young girl looked at Yi Mo in curiosity. The blue-dressed female cultivator glanced at Yi Mo and just wanted to speak, but then called out in shock again. Extremely pure wind, spirit root. After a while she panted and looked at Yi Mo. This female cultivator's soul had sunk into sleep for a few decades, and nothing has changed. You placed her in a storage ring? She asked a completely irrelevant question. Why didn't Nye Shuang change after a few deacts? How could he answer this? Expose his golden page world? No way. Yi Mo knew he couldn't hesitate at all, so he said, because I'm an immortal formation master, so I know some restriction and formation. Then Yi Mo took out a formation flag and casually set up a soul-nourishing formation. He believed this status immortal wouldn't check his storage ring. That would be lowering her status. She nodded. Luckily, you placed a Yin Sha bead next to her. It can't be of any lower quality, but without it, she's beyond help no matter what formation you set up. Hearing this, Yi Mo asked in joy, Qianbei, can my friend still be saved? She nodded. Yes, but I'm going to take her. Luckily, she's extreme pure wind spirit root. She would make a good disciple. Yi Mo's heart sunk. He didn't want Nye Shuang to be taken away. As long as she was alive, he could bring up her power in a short time. Seeing Yi Mo's face change, the blue-dress status immortal said, in the middle and lower, 22 heaven domains. There wouldn't be more than 10 people who can save her. I happen to be one of them. Plus, even if I save her and let her follow you, she would have no future. Although you reached Hollow Immortal at such a young age, you probably got some powerful heritage in the cultivation realm. But no matter how good it is, it's just a heritage of the cultivation realm. You can never imagine how hard it is to progress in the immortal realm. Seeing Yi Mo fall into silence, the blue-dress status immortal asked again, Where did you get your shadowless bug? Yi Mo didn't answer her and just bowed. Qianbei, after you save my friend, I will tell this to Qianbei. Qianbei, Wanbei knows my talent is dumb, but I have one request. Yi Mo didn't answer her and just bowed. Qianbei, after you save my friend, I will tell this to Qianbei. Qianbei, Wanbei knows my talent is dumb, but I have one request. Say it. The blue-dressed status immortal nodded. Yi Mo knew it was hard to encounter a status immortal who was easy to talk to, so he quickly said, Wanbei wants to talk to her for a moment when she wakes up. Impossible. The blue-dressed status immortal interrupted Yi Mo before he finished. Even I would take some time to save her, and I can't bring you back to where I am, so give up that thought. Then Qianbei, please tell Wanbei where Qianbei lives. Wanbei will come for my friend later. Yi Mo said, even if he was going to save Nye Shuang, he can't give her to a person of unknown identity. The blue-dress status immortal smiled calmly. You know, I wouldn't greed over her shadowless bug. You should know that the shadowless bug only has one master in its lifetime. It's pointless for me to greed over it. After hesitating for a moment, she said, The truth may be harsh, but I'll tell you some real things. If I'm not wrong, your power will stop at Golden Immortal. You wouldn't even be able to reach abstruse immortal. Your friend has very good talent and shadowless. Her future is limitless. She might even go to the top 11 heaven domains. So there wouldn't be any more connections between you two. Even if I tell you where I live, it would just give you more trouble. She shook her head and sighed, what a pity. She took out a storage ring and gave it to Emo. You can have this to cultivate golden immortal. This is your fortune. Then the blue dress status immortal looked at the young girl and said, Yu Xiang, let's go. The young girl looked at Yi Mo's dazed expression and felt some sympathy. She gave the jade slip back to Yi Mo and said, You can have this too, it's payment for helping my martial sister find a good disciple. After she finished, 2 dashing lights disappeared from Yi Mo along with Nia Shuang. They sent him off like a beggar. He would borrow the things inside this first and repay that woman 100 times more. He sighed and picked up the jade slip. He wanted to see what the corner soul weed was. Why was that golden immortal so shook? At this moment the young girl looked at the blue dress status immortal and asked, Martial sister, why did you say pity before? The blue dress status immortal sighed. Shadowless bugs come in pairs. One is here, so the other must be on that hollow immortal. It is a waste for him to keep it. So that's it, but that guy is a good guy, I don't mind him. The young girl sighed. It's a pity indeed. He's a mixed spirit root, and yet he could ascend to the immortal realm. It must have been really tough for him. Yi Mo's face was changing. He finally knew what the real use of corner soul weed was now. Corner soul weed could be added to any great immortal break, through pill to add 10% chance of breakthrough. The higher the power level, the more crucial spirit sense was to break through. If your immortal essence was enough through the consumption of pills, but your spirit sense was too lacking, you wouldn't be able to break through. Just like the cultivation realm, spirit sense cultivation was the hardest. Many cultivators were trapped in their state, not because they didn't have enough immortal essence, but not enough spirit sense. The jade slip didn't say, but Emo knew it was talking about clear weed. The corner soul weed had another important aspect, and that was it could be used to concoct dual spirit pill. It could repair the soul and spirit sense are high-level immortals, and was very good for repairing essence spirit. Seeing this, Emo regretted. Although he got a large pile of corner soul weed, who knew they were this important, he thought that at the immortal realm, they would gradually lose effect like the spirit recovery pill. But in fact, the corner soul weed was still so sturdy. The jade slip said that the grading for corner soul weed was uncertain. There was the added notes, it's very hard for corner soul weed to appear in the cultivation realm. It should be between level 1 immortal spirit herb and level 9 immortal spirit herb. Seeing this, Yi Mo didn't dare to stay here anymore. He had to get as far away as possible. No matter how valuable this was, he didn't dare to sell it anymore. Plus, he didn't even have enough for himself after realizing its use. Yi Mo quickly released Blue Moon and sped off at full power. In the BIE Immortal City Lord Estate, City Lord Zong was sitting at bottom right. Guyen could only sit at bottom left. It was a middle-aged man sitting at the top. His face was calm. This man was Wenju Heaven, Lord Gobaiwen, Gu Yan's father. Father, I've already asked. Li Heng and them only just met Emo. Li Heng was warm-hearted and helped Emo, taking him to Baiwai Immortal City. Gu Yan said. The man nodded. Ignore them and don't tell them anything. Just notify them that if Emo comes back, report to us immediately. Then the man stared at Zong. He warned Rainbow Immortal Merchant Association about the corner soul weed. If they spill half a word, yes, Heaven Lord, Zong, he understands. The City Lord replied respectfully. The man nodded that Hollow Immortal only has 20% of cultivation essence converted to immortal essence. Even if he flies with full power, he can't be outside the range of Bai Immortal City. Plus, he doesn't know we're looking for him. Gu Huiyu and City Lord Zong expand out the search from Laoshi Swamp. You should be able to find traces of him. Yes, Heaven Lord. a guard behind the man, and Zong, he said in unison. Father, the Yemo is just a newly ascended cultivator, he's weak. When you find him, Father, please ask him where he got the corner soul. We don't hurt his life. Gu Yan quickly said. The man smiled. Of course, I won't hurt him, I will reward him. The bodyguard next to Gu Yan said, Pity he didn't drink the Winfeng wine. If he did, we would have found him already. Thank you, Father. Gu Yan got up to thank. The man nodded. I'll go do your own business. The faster you find the Yemo, the better. After everyone had left, the man said to his guard, Gaho, after you catch the Yemo, use the most direct way to ask him about the corner soul weed. Then search his soul to confirm it. And then, seeing Heaven Lord's calm face, Gaho quickly bowed, I understand. The man nodded. Go quickly, I need to know. This was the second month. Yemo flew for non-stop. Yemo stopped now. He was certain that he was far beyond the range of Bai Immortal City. Yemo was now standing in a barren place with little immortal spirit chi. Compared to the cultivation realm, the immortal realm was much larger and less populated. Yemo chose this place and sunk into the earth until he couldn't go any deeper. Then he went into the Golden Page world. He only trusted his Golden Page world. He wouldn't trust any immortal city nor rest tower. After going in the Golden Page world, the first thing Yemo did was to take out the storage ring the blue status Immortal gave him. There was 10K top grade Immortal crystals and some level 1 and level 2 Immortal pills. After going in the Golden Page world, the first thing Yemo did was to take out the storage ring the blue status Immortal gave him. There was 10K top grade Immortal crystals and some level 1 and level 2 Immortal pills. Yemo needed these things the most. As for those pills, Yemo decided to bring his power up to his tertiary stage with the time formation disc first. He placed the 7 top grade Immortal crystals into the time formation disc, and with this the time formation disc ran much faster than low-grade Immortal crystals. Top-grade Immortal crystals had extremely dense Immortal spirit chi and was very easy to digest. Of course, Yemo didn't know that the one Jew Heaven Lord was searching for him like crazy. He had went into a solitary cultivation state. The Immortal crystals turned to dust one by one in his hands, and he ate the Immortal pills like snacks. As for pill poison, Yemo wasn't concerned at all. When he reached Hollow Immortal tertiary stage with these resources, he would be able to go find a job at some old immortal city. In order to make sure the time formation disc kept running, Yemo even set up an automatic supply formation, so he wouldn't have to add the Immortal crystals himself. Yemo didn't know how much time passed in the time formation disc and slowly converted his cultivation essence to Immortal essence. Then his Immortal essence kept increasing and charging for the next stage. When the Immortal crystals cracked again in his hand and Yemo reached out and grabbed nothing, he relayed he had used up all his pills and Immortal crystals. Feeling his power, Yemo was greatly disappointed. Ideal and reality was different. He didn't reach Hollow Immortal tertiary stage. He only barely entered Hollow Immortal middle stage. Yemo knew he used up terrifying amounts of cultivation realm, but he didn't expect it to be this bad. All those Immortal pills and Immortal crystals only allowed him to barely reach from Hollow Immortal primary stage to middle stage. If it was some other cultivator, he might even be able to reach Golden Immortal with these resources. Yemo knew that the cultivation resources he needed would multiply from middle stage to tertiary stage. It seems I need to go find a job somewhere. Yemo got up and said. He looked at the counting formation. The time formation disc had run for a year, meaning that he had cultivated for nearly 100 years. Chanko Station was a small station. Cultivators looking for resources outside would come here to wait for the Immortal boat. There was no city nor town here, but due to the station, a marketplace formed here. There were some simple hotels and spirit rest towers, as well as some decent merchant towers. An ordinary hollow immortal cultivator got off his flying magic artifact and walked. This was Yi-Mo, who had flown for nearly another month. He was not a noob anymore and knew what this station meant. It was sort of like the train stations on Arath. This was a station that people waiting for large-scale flying magic artifacts that flew from one immortal city to another. When Yi-Mo arrived here, he saw that the middle of the station was this huge, spacious square. There were 2 gigantic, ferocious-looking flying magic artifacts parked there. There were many cultivators going, and from on the front deck. The immortal station isn't as busy as the immortal city, but to Yi-Mo, who had just spent 100 years in solitary cultivation, there was too many people here. As soon as Yi-Mo came in, there was this fat, hollow, immortal cultivator who came up to greet him. Before Yi-Mo said anything, he saluted with his fists. "Friend, do you want to ride the immortal ship? May I ask where you want to go?" Yi-Mo dazed. He didn't know where to go. He just wanted to get as far away from Bayicity as possible. The fat cultivator could easily tell Yi-Mo didn't have a set location, so he smiled. "Friend, if you go to Immortal City, that would be the cheapest. It costs only 10,000 immortal crystals. If you want to go to Bingqiong Immortal City, it would cost 30,000 immortal crystals if it's Blackweed Forest." Yi-Mo was shook and quickly asked, "Are you talking about 10,000 top-grade immortal crystals?" The cultivator looked at Yi-Mo in confusion, and his tone turned cold. "Of course it's top-grade immortal crystals," Yi-Mo said awkwardly. "I won't take the ship. I don't have that much immortal crystals." The fat cultivator studied Yi-Mo again before shaking his head and leaving. He saw Yi-Mo's flying magic artifact was quite nice and thought Yi-Mo had some immortal crystals, but instead he was this poor and asked if it was top-grade immortal crystals. Seeing this, Yi-Mo couldn't help but sigh. He didn't have a single top-grade immortal crystals. The only 200 immortal crystals were from selling his magic artifact, and they were low-grade immortal crystals. This wasn't even enough for him to stay on the ship for 15 minutes. Yi-Mo shook his head and decided to fly himself while finding cultivation resource on the way. If it wasn't for the corner soul weed incident, he might find an immortal city to go, but now he wouldn't go in immortal city, no matter what if it was in Wenju heaven. Corner soul weed is this important. It's going to reach Guyen goddess ear sooner or later. If she knew it came from him, it wouldn't be good. The power behind her was not simple. "Brother Feng, I'm willing to offer 4 cauldrons of materials. I just want 1 cauldron of pills." One desperate voice sounded by Yi-Mo's ear. Yi-Mo immediately noticed the 2 cultivators who came here. They were both hollow immortal tertiary stage. The one at the front had a goatee and slightly dark face. The one behind was a bulky man. For some reason, Yi-Mo hated goatee beards and wanted to turn to leave. "If you add some more immortal crystals, I'll try help you do this. To be honest, if I haven't been doing business with you for a while, I really don't want to take this job. I really can't earn anything," the goatee said in annoyance. The bulky man's face lit up and said with a smile, "Brother Feng, I really don't have much immortal crystals." Only, the goatee interrupted, "In that case, don't blame me for not helping you." Then he left with faster speed and disappeared. The man dazed for a moment and was immediately about to chase up. He just wanted to bargain a little, but that pill master Feng just ignored him. Yi-Mo thought and quickly stopped that man. He saluted with his fists, "Friend, hello." The man, dazed and seeing Yi-Mo was only hollow immortal middle stage, he asked, "What do you want?" Yi-Mo said, "I saw you wanted to find pill master Feng for pill concoction." "So what?" the man frowned. Yi-Mo smiled. "Don't think too much. I came to you in goodwill. I'm an immortal pill master too. What level immortal pill do you want? Perhaps I can help you." Yi-Mo was still a little nervous. During his solitary cultivation, he had completely studied the jade slips he found. The reason he was nervous was because he hasn't actually concocted any yet, not even level 1 immortal pill. You're an immortal pill master? The man studied Yi Mo dubiously for a long while. Yi Mo wasn't old. He didn't dare to believe he was an immortal pill master at this age. Indeed, I'm a pill master, but I haven't concocted a lot of pills. That's why I need to ask what pill you want. If I've concocted them before, I can help you. If not, then I can't. Yi Mo nodded heavily. Indeed, I'm a pill master, but I haven't concocted a lot of pills. That's why I need to ask what pill you want. If I've concocted them before, I can help you. If not, then I can't. Yi Mo nodded heavily. I want to concoct Earth Essence pill. It's just level 1 immortal pill. Can you concoct that? The bulky man said, Yi Mo saying without hesitation, and believed him a little. This. Of course I can. The simplest Earth Essence pill to rapidly recover the immortal essence of hollow immortal cultivators without any side effects. It's just a mere level 1 immortal pill. Yi Mo replied rapidly. You really can concoct Earth Essence pill? The man repeated in joy. It was level 1 immortal pill, but it was middle top grade of level 1 immortal pills. Yi Mo showed an unhappy face. I just don't like how that Feng dude is acting. That's why I offered to help. Since you don't believe me, then never mind. I'm an imp and I have to beg a hollow immortal cultivator. What is this logic? Then Yi Mo was about to go, but the man quickly ran up to Yi Mo, giving him an apologetic smile. Immortal pill master, Yi Ting offended you. Just then please forgive me. Qian Bei, you're really an imp? Another voice of surprise and joy interrupted Yi Ting. Yi Mo and Yi Ting looked at this cultivator at the same time. It was a dark, skinny female cultivator. She was hollow immortal middle stage too. That's right, I'm an imp. What do you need? Yi Mo asked. Yes, I want to ask Immortal Pill Master Qianbei to help concoct 2 cauldrons of up hollow pill. But I don't have a lot of materials. She clearly felt that she couldn't pay Yi Mo enough. Yi Ting didn't dare to show his temper, as he already had a bad impression in front of this immortal pill master. If he annoyed Yi Mo again, he would have to go to that Feng Scrooge. Yi Mo heard this and rejoiced. Up hollow pill was a pill for hollow immortal cultivation. Used together with immortal crystals, cultivation progress would be very rapid. More importantly, it was also a level 1 immortal pill, but was much easier than Earth Essence pill. For his first pill concoction, he should choose a simpler pill. Before she finished, Yi Mo waved his hand and said, That's fine, I will do it. She didn't expect Yi Mo to agree without asking for remuneration. There was surprise and joy in her eyes. Clearly, she thought Yi Mo was angry with Yi Ting and let her take the advantage. Without hesitation, she took out a storage bag and passed it to Yi Mo. There's 5 sets of up hollow pill materials. I just need 2 cauldron of pills, Immortal Pill Master Qianbei. She looked timidly at Yi Mo. Her request for low-level pills were rather over the line. Usually 7 or 8 sets of materials could get her 2 cauldrons, but she only took out 5 sets. Yi Mo didn't know the industry standard here, but even if he knew, he would still do it. He needed it for practice. Yi Ting went up and said carefully, Immortal Pill Master Qianbei, I have 4 sets of Earth Essence pill ingredients. Yi Mo purposely frowned and said, Okay, I'm in a good mood today. I'll help you do it. I'll take 4 sets and give you 1 cauldron. Yes. Thank you. How may I refer to you, Immortal Pill Master Qianbei? Yi Ting quickly took out his ingredients and said, I'm Yi Mo. Yi Mo said, Pill Master, Yi, where do we go to wait for the pills? Yi Ting said awkwardly. After all, he didn't know Yi Mo. What if Yi Mo just took the ingredients and ran off? But he didn't want to offend Yi Mo again. The black, skinny female cultivator looked at Yi Mo nervously, clearly thinking the same. Yi Mo frowned, and just when Yi Ting was worried, Yi Mo said, It's really not easy to find a place for pill concoction. I'm a passerby. I can't do it out in the open. Yi Ting heard this and quickly said, Pill Master Yi, I often stay here, so I know some people at the station. If you're willing, I can find a temporary place here. Great, lead the way then. Yi Mo didn't reject. Yi Tung breathed easy. He was scared that Yi Mo would tell him to wait here and he would come after he was done. If that happened, he really wouldn't know what to do. Seeing Yi Mo go in the station with Yi Tung, the female cultivator quickly followed too. Pill Master Feng was wondering why Yi Tung didn't chase up to him, but he saw Yi Tung bring Yi Mo and a female cultivator into a rest tower. He paused, and though Yi Tung probably saw someone he knew and would come find him later, those cultivators who came over here specifically usually came to him for pill concoction. They wouldn't go to Immortal City, as the costs of pill concoction was too high there, and people needed to pay to enter the city. He was the only Immortal Pill Master here, a Level 2 Immortal Pill Master too, so Yi Tung would definitely come back to him. Yi Tung proactively paid for the room in the Spirit Rest Tower while he waited for Yi Mo with the dark female cultivator. This was his first time concocting Immortal Pill, but he had simulated countless times with 3-birth chant. The reason this station could attract a lot of cultivators to come was because it was safer than other places. In order to attract more people, powerful masters would be stationed here, and robbing was definitely not allowed. If he failed pill concoction and couldn't pay compensation, that was robbing. He released Shen Nong Cauldron and missed Lotus Heart Fire. He simulated one more time and made sure everything was right before taking out the first set out up hollow pill materials and threw it into the cauldron. The immortal spirit herb rapidly melted into herbal liquid. Yi Mo used his spirit sense to shoot inside pill chants while carefully monitoring every batch of herb liquid. Half an hour later, a faint herb aroma came out of the cauldron. Yi Mo still carefully separated the pill liquids with his spirit sense. Another half an hour later, the herb liquid seemed to have completely gathered. There was nothing wrong, but Yi Mo felt something wasn't right. However, he started pulling pill without hesitation. 12 figures darted in an arc, and Yi Mo collected 12 faint yellow-up hollow pills into a jade bottle. However, Yi Mo wasn't happy and frowned in contemplation instead. The concoction process was very successful, but Yi Mo knew he failed. They were made into pills, but it didn't have the immortal spirit chi of the ones he had eaten before. That means these pills were only heaven grade, level 9, pills not immortal pills. Yi Mo pondered upon his pill concoction process, trying to find where he went wrong. Perhaps if he tried a few more times the problem would show, but he knew he didn't have that much immortal spirit herb for practice. Another half a day had passed, but Yi Mo was still revising his pill concoction process. Another half a day had passed, but Yi Mo was still revising his pill concoction process. Ever since he became Pill King, he had never used so much time to think about pill concoction process, except that time at Pill City tournament. Usually he would try again immediately if he made a mistake. Through practice, he would be able to quickly find out the problem. But now his herbs didn't belong to him. He would have to pay compensation if he wasted it. He didn't have anything to pay with. Just when he was revising the spirit gathering process, he was shook and realized the immortal pills were immortal pills because they had immortal force. Spirit pills needed pill master to gather spirit, but immortal pills needed to be formed based on the characteristics of the immortal spirit herb. Using the same type of immortal spirit herb, high-level pill masters would have different means and pill chants. Yet he used the spirit gathering method for concocting heaven-grade pills. It would be strange if he could concoct immortal pills that way. If it wasn't that his pill concoction method and flame was too powerful, that cauldron of pills might not even be heaven-grade level 9. Suddenly, he thought of the jade slip the great eternity immortal young girl gave him. The pill concoction section had a sentence, Pill Tao, the Tao of eeriness. More than thousands of concoctors, yet hard for one to attain Pill Tao. Without a flexible mind and creativity, one could never become a top-grade pill master. He would at most become a pill concoction machine for low-grade pills. This was why many pill masters have little success rates for pill concoction. Realizing what the problem was, Guillermo set his mind down and started concocting the second cauldron of pills. Half an hour later, there was a burnt, crisp smell. Guillermo knew the second attempt failed, but instead, he wasn't worried anymore. This was intentional, as he wanted to test something. He needed to verify his guess and his pill separation technique. Reality proved that he was completely correct. In the hall, Yi-Teng and the girl had waited for nearly a day. At the start, they were unfazed because an ordinary immortal pill master would need more than half a day to concoct 3 cauldrons. But it has been a day now. Even if Guillermo was a little worse, he should have been finished. Both of them seemed a little worried, especially that dark-faced female cultivator. "Do you think that pill master you finished concocting all 9 sets of immortal spirit herb?" She finally couldn't help asking Yi-Teng. Yi-Teng knew the girl was desperate too. If it wasn't that one could only leave through the main hall, he would have thought Guillermo had left the spirit rest tower. Just when he wanted to speak, he saw Guillermo walk out of the room and wave his hands to them, "Come up." Hearing this, they sprung up immediately and darted to Guillermo's room. Guillermo closed the room and put on restrictions before taking out 2 bottles of pills to the female cultivator. "This is your up-hollow pill, are you happy?" Then he gave another bottle to the excited Yi-Teng. The female cultivator shakily tipped the pills to her hand. "Top grade up-hollow pill," she stared at Guillermo in shock. She didn't expect she would be able to get top-grade pills. Only level 3 immortal pill master could concoct top-grade up-hollow pills. Top-grade earth essence pill. Yi-Teng called out in shock too. The pills he got from Pill Master Feng had always been middle grade, and sometimes low grade, but no matter what he had to take it. But now he got an entire bottle of top-grade pills. Didn't this mean that this pill master you was at least level 3 immortal pill master? Guillermo made 6 cauldrons of pills altogether. He failed twice for the Apollo pill, and the last 3 times he made 2 batches of top grade and 1 batch of special grade Apollo pill. As for Earth Essence pill, he made 2 batches of top grade, and the last batch was spirit range. He failed the first time. He was planning to give them some special grade pills if they weren't satisfied, but now it didn't seem necessary. Pill Master Yi-Teng didn't expect you were a level 3 immortal pill master. Yi-Teng said shakily. Clearly he was very excited to know a level 3 immortal pill master. Not only were his pills better than Feng, his price was much lower too. Guillermo smiled. Of course, he wasn't going to admit he was only a level 1 immortal pill master. Plus, he believed it would only be a matter of time for him to reach level 3 immortal pill master if he had the immortal spirit herb. He might be able to reach that in a month if he had the herbs. Seeing Guillermo remain calm, Yi-Teng respected him even more. He got up and bowed to Guillermo. "I came from the Black Lu Forest, wanting to ask Pill Master Feng for pill concoction. Every few months I would come over. Pill Master Yi, your skills are far superior than Pill Master Feng, and your price is much lower than his. I'm thinking in the future." Guillermo knew what he meant and quickly waved his hand. "Wait, I'm going to leave here soon, so that probably won't do." The female cultivator also bowed to Guillermo. "Pill Master, you thank you for concocting 2 Apollo pills with such low price. I wanted to come to Pill Master Feng for pill concoction too, but I can only get very little immortal spirit herb each year. I can only come for pill concoction every 3 to 5 years. I'm think if you go somewhere, can you tell me? And I will go find you." Guillermo thought in the cultivation realm it was already very high price to take 50% for pill concoction, but that Pill Master Feng wanted to take 75% from Yi-Teng and add more immortal crystals. This price was absurd. If he stayed here for pill concoction, he would become wealthy soon. But immediately Guillermo gave up on the thought. Hearing this, Yi Tung dazed and smiled. Pill Master, you must have been tricked by that fat man. There's no immortal ship direct to the Blackweed Forest. You can only go to Wanjiao Town and then take another immortal ship to Blackweed Forest. Hearing this, Yi Tung dazed and smiled. Pill Master, you must have been tricked by that fat man. There's no immortal ship direct to the Blackweed Forest. You can only go to Wanjiao Town and then take another immortal ship to Blackweed Forest. But even so, the immortal crystals' price wouldn't be too low, right? Yi Mo asked in confusion. Yi Tung said the price the fatty is talking about is the low-grade seedings. Yi Mo was shook. Low-grade seeding was this expensive, then what about middle grade and top grade? Yi Tung continued. There are some random small spaces on the immortal ship. You can't enjoy the view outside, and there are no immortal spirit chi there. Those forgery Grandmaster would leave some empty space to put formation flags and other things. These places are also for putting public materials used by the boat. Thus the price is very cheap, but you need connections to get it. These seatings are called corner seats. I came by corner seats too. The black, skinny female cultivator nodded. Then how many immortal crystals? Yi Mo asked immediately. Yi Tung replied, 500 to 1,000 top-grade immortal crystals. But you don't use that by the ticket, you just subtly give it to the people at the immortal station. These corner spots aren't allowed to be sold, but it has always been sold. Yi Mo nodded. It seemed these things were everywhere. Yi Tung added, but if there are large-scale feasts or auctions and socials, the people are the corner seats need to go help out for free. Yi Mo fell silent. This price wasn't high, but he didn't even have 500 top-grade immortal crystals. As for the pills, he didn't want to sell it, as he needed to cultivate. He had a few immortal artifact, but he didn't dare to sell a single one. Yi Mo definitely didn't dare to sell the green flame spear he took from the demon prison, Forbidden Grounds. Yi Mo didn't dare to sell the magic artifact he got from Yanjua and them. Otherwise, just that flying ship was more than 1,000 top-grade immortal crystals. Seeing Yi Mo remaining silent, Yi Tung was desperate with anxiety. If Yi Mo went to Blackweed Forest, it would be pure benefit for them. If Yi Mo left, then he would need to come back to that Scrooge phone. Thinking about this, he added, Pill Master, the forest is near Bingqiong Immortal City, and that city is near Hitong Heaven Domain. If Pill Master, you wants to leave Wenju Heaven one day to Hitong Heaven Domain, it's not very far. There are less immortal Pill Master in Hitong than Wenju. Hearing this, Yi Mo had immediately decided to go. He wanted to leave Wenju Heaven. Okay, that case, I'll go to Blackweed Forest, but I don't have enough immortal crystals now. I'll use pills to make up for it. Yi Mo got up and said. Hearing this, both Yi Tung and the skinny female cultivator was overjoyed. Pill Master Yi, it's not easy to get 500 to 1,000 top-grade immortal crystals for us hollow immortal cultivators. I came to help everyone get pills, so the price is paid by everyone together. But I still have some extras. I'm willing to lend 500 immortal crystals to you. Yi Tung quickly said. Hearing this, Yi Mo had a different view of Yi Tung. Yi Tung and Li Heng were both hollow immortal tertiary stage, but when he went to buy Immortal City, Li Heng didn't even want to lend him 500 low-grade immortal crystals. Yet, this Yi Tung lent him 500 top-grade immortal crystals without hesitation. The difference was huge. Despite knowing that Yi Tung was willing to do this mainly to convenience their pill concoction, Yi Mo's views of him still changed. Yi Tung really had his way. A day later, the three were sitting on the immortal ship to Wanjiao Town. The three of them were in the corner seats. Yi Mo didn't mind. The ship only flew for 20 or so days. After getting familiar, Yi Mo knew the female cultivator was called Tong Zhu. She was looking for things to do in the forest. She was in a squad with her sister-in-law, but because both of them were only hollow immortal middle stage, they didn't get a lot of cultivation resources. Even this 5 sets of Apollo pills took a long time to gather. Luckily, she brought some materials for pill concoction for others, so she didn't have to pay the way here herself. After discussion, Yi Mo felt both of them were nice people and concocted the rest of the level 1 immortal pills for free. Due to this, they didn't have any immortal spirit herb left. The two were very grateful for Yi Mo's generosity. They answer almost anything Yi Mo asked. Yi Mo mainly wanted to know about the forest. He estimated that he would be staying there for a long time. There was not only Wenjeyu Heaven cultivators at the forest, but also Hitong cultivators. The forest was boundless, and there were all sorts of immortal spirit herbs there. It was possible to even find level 9 immortal spirit herbs there. But the Blackweed Forest was a rather famous, dangerous land. Low-level cultivators usually wouldn't go deep. They would only look for low-level immortal spirit herb at the outside. There were not only powerful immortal beasts, but also all sorts of natural attack formations. Other than this, squads often had conflicts with each other. If good things were found, 2 squads would immediately fight. It was completely the law of the jungle there. Yi Teng's squad was stronger, so they could go deeper, but Tongju and her sister-in-law were weak, so they only stayed at the outskirts. Yi Mo thought that although many spirit beasts couldn't transform in the cultivation realm, but would all morph into beast cultivators in the immortal realm, but from eating, he knew that there were countless immortal beasts that would never morph. These immortal beasts were more powerful the higher they cultivated. Same level beast cultivators were not necessarily a match for them. The two just treated Yi Mo as an immortal pill master, but as they discussed cultivation method, they found in shock that Yi Mo's understanding was much better than theirs. No matter what they didn't understand, they would easily find an answer from Yi Mo. They even felt that their bottleneck loosened up due to this. They too didn't know why Yi Mo was so weak, but had such an understanding. However, they knew that it was only a matter of time before Yi Mo reached higher. 10 days passed quickly. At this moment, Yi Ting suddenly received a message and got up. Pill Master, there's going to be a social on the ship. We need to go help. We usually carry some spirit fruit or pass items between cultivators. Afterwards, the ship would also give us some reward. Tongju hesitated before saying, Brother, how about just us two go? Pill Master, Yi Qian, Bei has a different identity. Yi Mo got up and smiled. It's fine, I want to see those masters exchanging treasures. Plus, I have no special identity. Yi Mo really didn't mind. He knew that most of the immortals here were golden immortal and some abstruse immortal. When they came to the top deck, Yi Mo just realized that this ship was an extremely large middle-grade flying immortal artifact. There were many cultivators chatting there. Yi Teng, you 3 follow me. A hollow immortal tertiary stage cultivator waved to them. Yi Mo followed this hollow immortal into the very left room. From the outside, it seemed like an ordinary room, but after going in, they realized how large this room was. Yi Mo followed this hollow immortal into the very left room. From the outside, it seemed like an ordinary room, but after going in, they realized how large this room was. It was more like a huge palace instead of a room. The settings were extremely luxurious. Below the shiny crystal formation sat about 100 cultivators waiting to trade. At this moment, Yi Mo realized why the ship didn't have enough people. Nearly every one of the cultivators sitting had someone behind him. They were brought here to stand behind a cultivator too. Indeed, as soon as Yi Mo came here, the hollow immortal who brought them here said to them, when a customer calls, you overstand behind them first. If they want to trade things, you can help them pass things. Yi Ting nodded. Yi Mo knew that the reason for this extra move was just to show off the wealthy guest's important status. Soon, Yi Tong and Tongju were called away by 2 golden immortal cultivators. Just when Yi Mo wanted to check with his spirit sense which one was the strongest, here a crisp voice sounded by his ear, Come here. Yi Mo looked at this cultivator. It was a dark, dressed female cultivator wearing a face cover. He scanned her. Although she hid her power level, she was only golden immortal middle stage. "What's your name?" the female cultivator asked casually. "Mo-ing," Yi Mo said heavily. "MHM," the female cultivator responded. Yi Mo carefully scanned around with his spirit sense. He found that all the cultivators here were at least hollow immortal peak stage. Most were golden immortal, and 6 were abstruse immortal. There was none above abstruse immortal. "Friends, I won't speak too much. It's not your first time here, so I hope everyone on board will have a happy cooperation. I will repeat again that after both parties agrees to the exchange, there must be no regrets, so please consider carefully before agreeing. Now the exchange begins." An abstruse immortal sitting at the top said, "I'll go first. I brought a middle-grade attack immortal artifact. It was a golden immortal tertiary stage speaking." There was quite a ruckus when he said this. Middle-grade immortal artifact were extremely hard to get for cultivators below great immortals. Clearly people didn't expect it to be in a small social like this. "But this immortal artifact is a bit broken," the golden immortal said, and then the entire palace realized why he took it out. A broken middle-grade immortal artifact is worse than a low-grade immortal artifact. Eventually, this broken middle-grade immortal artifact wasn't traded. Finding a forgery master to repair this would cost half the immortal artifact itself. Clearly, the cultivator came to find an idiot to scam, but he didn't get to. The second cultivator was also a golden immortal tertiary stage. He took out 3 jade boxes and said, "I have 3 MO gene flowers here. I want to trade would element forgery material or would element immortal artifact. Mu gene flower is level 3 immortal spirit herb. It can be used to make MO abstruse pill to allow abstruse immortal cultivators to break through small bottlenecks. It's a rather good immortal spirit herb." Soon, this cultivator traded a low-grade wood element immortal artifact from an abstruse immortal cultivator. The social continued in orderly fashion. Yi Mo found there was nothing special here, other than some immortal spirit or below level, for there were some ordinary low-grade immortal artifact and ordinary ores. There was nothing Yi Mo found interesting. At this moment, it was the masked female cultivator's turn. She said crisply, "I want to trade 12 lightning orbs. I got them in the cultivation realm. They're half immortal artifact. I'm not a lightning element cultivator, so I haven't spirit controlled it. If a lightning element cultivator gets them, it would be as powerful as low-grade immortal artifact." Yi Mo saw them, and immediately he couldn't keep calm anymore. They were the lightning sea magical orbs. He got 12 and gave it to Yi Mo, but now he found another 12. Yi Mo knew the entire set was 36. If they were brought together, it would be far beyond ordinary immortal artifacts. He was going to get it no matter what. Half immortal artifact of cultivation realm, and she wants to trade for low-grade immortal artifact. "She's crazy," someone scorned. The female cultivator didn't mind it and continued, "I will only trade rare flames. Earth flames and heaven flames are both fine. If it's heaven flame, I would add in some immortal crystals or other things." Hearing this, people couldn't even be bothered scorning at her. Rare flames were rare in both the cultivation realm and immortal realm. Heaven flame was even rarer. Who would be dumb enough to use rare flame to trade for such thing? But Yi Mo really wanted to trade. He had 2 rare flames, Dragonheart Flame and Sha Mei Flame. He could trade both. Of course, there was no way he would trade Mist Lotus Heart Fire or blue like Morning Sky. Mist Lotus Heart Fire was his lifeline right now. Blue like Morning Sky was the number 1 heaven flame of the cultivation realm. It was ranked top 3 in the immortal realm too. Yi Mo was desperate to trade it, but he knew he had no right to trade here. He could only hope she couldn't exchange it, and he would find an opportunity to trade it with her. If he dared to exchange now, he'd be lucky if he only got kicked out. If unlucky, he might even be killed. Plissim didn't dare to expose his flame. since no one wants to trade next. Some cultivators couldn't be bothered waiting. Wait, a golden shirt cultivator said. Hearing this, Yimo's heart sunk. If the trade was successful, it would cost him more than a rare flame to get it back. I have a Sha Mei flame here, and it's green already. If you want it, I can trade with you. The cultivator opened a jade box, showing a green flame. Of course, without hesitation, she waved to Yimo, and bring the 12 lightning orbs over, and bring that Sha Mei flame over. Yimo sighed. It seems there was no chance for him. He also had Sha Mei flame, but the level was lower. Only an idiot would trade with him. Yimo walked towards the golden shirt cultivator, while thinking how he would get it back from him. He brought the Sha Mei flame back to the female cultivator. She took it and looked at it and said, "That's right, it's what I want. I'm willing to trade." The golden shirt cultivator also looked joyful and surprised. "I'm willing to exchange too." A deal was made. Everyone shook their heads that Golden Shirt was an idiot to trade green Sha Mei flame for 12 lightning orbs from the cultivation realm. But only Yimo knew that the female cultivator was the one who took the bad side of the deal. Yimo scanned his spirit sense in the jade box in dejection. When his spirit sense connected to it, he was shook. Yimo had been in contact with the flame many times and knew that the flame in her hands was similar to Sha Mei flame, but definitely wasn't. Just when she was about to put it away, carefully, Yimo quickly walked up to her and saluted with his fists. "Chen, may I have a look at your flame?" Yimo was desperate. The 12 lightning orbs belonged to Yimo. If the golden shirt took it away, how could he get it for Yimo? The hall suddenly fell silent. A mere hollow immortal middle stage, who was a waiter, dared to make such demands. Even Yi Tang and Tong Zhu dazed. They didn't expect Yimo would dare to say such a thing at such a time. There was worry on their face. Even Yi Tang and Tong Zhu dazed. They didn't expect Yimo would dare to say such a thing at such a time. There was worry on their face. How dare you, a mere low-grade hollow immortal, dare to make such request in the exchange hall? If the immortal ship doesn't kick off such trash cultivator, then it truly disappoints us. The golden shirt cultivator reproached in fury. The black-dressed female cultivator didn't understand why Yimo dared to make such a request, but hearing what the golden shirt cultivator said, she felt this was what she should be saying. Why did he say it first? The manager heard this, and there was fury in his eyes. He looked coldly at Yimo and got up. "Okay, you can have a look." That female cultivator actually agreed to Yimo's request and gave the Sha Mei flame to Yimo. The golden shirt cultivator calling out made the female cultivator suspicious. If he didn't do that, she wouldn't show the flame to Yimo. She was much stronger than Yimo, but she knew nothing about rare flames. Seeing that the manager was about to attack Yimo, she immediately said, "I told Yimo to help look at it for me. It has nothing to do with him." The female cultivator felt Yimo had no bad will to her, and she called him over, so she helped Yimo. She knew what Yimo did just then was too dangerous. If she didn't stand up, no good thing would await him. Yimo was shook. He knew he acted too impulsively. Those 12 lightning orb attracted him too much. If he missed this opportunity, Yimo might never find them again. Luckily, this female cultivator helped him, making him very grateful. Seeing this, the manager glanced at Yimo and went back. Yimo looked at the green Sha Mei flame and scanned his spirit sense in. As soon as he did, he immediately knew his guess was right. This flame was a fake. It was no rare flame, but a pill fire. It's also an external flame, but it has no growth potential. It can only be used for pill concoction. This pill fire is called stone fire. Its attributes are extremely similar to Sha Mei flame, but its color will forever be green. This isn't Sha Mei flame. Yimo looked at the flame and gave it back to the female cultivator. "Bullshit! The golden shit pointed at Emo and yelled, and then said to the manager, "I'm a guest of the immortal ship. How come a servant dares to point fingers at my things? Has the rules here changed?" "Are you certain?" There was sharp rays in the black female cultivator's eyes. Emo said without hesitation, "I'm certain this isn't Shaw Mayflame. It's a type of pill flame one that can't be upgraded. It's called Stonefire." Seeing that golden shirt cultivator was still about to rage, the female cultivator sneered and got up. "Does the rules on board allow the exchange for fake goods? I'm also a guest of the upper grade seat." "What right do you have to use a fake to trade with me? Now that your fake has been exposed and you dare to be this cocky? Give me back my 12 lightning orbs and take away this shit flame." The golden shirt cultivator was still about to say something, and he heard an abstruse immortal cultivator say, "I'll see if it's real or fake." The black-dressed female cultivator gave her flame over immediately. "Chen Bei, please have a look." The abstruse immortal cultivator nodded and scanned his spirit sense in. Moments later, he gave the flame back to the female cultivator. "This isn't Sha Mayflame indeed. Good eyes, little friend. This is Stonefire." Hearing this, the black-dressed female cultivator looked coldly at the golden shirt cultivator and said, "Now that it's certain you used a fake to trade my for 12 lightning orbs, what else do you have to say? Give back my things and piss off." The golden shirt cultivator sneered, but said calmly, "Is this your first day here? Do you not know the rules of the ship? As long as both parties agree, you can't regret. The big manager even reminded you before the exchange, and now you forget? You want me to hand out the 12 lightning orbs? Do you want to break the rules here?" Hearing such shameless words, everyone was speechless. They've really never seen someone this shameless. Before being exposed, he acted as though everyone had wrongly accused him. After being exposed, he didn't show any guilt, and instead pridefully used the rules of this immortal ship. Vile animal! The female cultivator was furious, but there was nothing she could do about the golden shirt cultivator. The golden shirt cultivator sneered again. "You're to blame yourself for not having enough knowledge. Don't be a sore loser." Even that abstruse immortal couldn't watch this anymore and scanned him coldly. "You're indeed very vile. I won't participate exchange socials with people like you." "Me neither." Multiple cultivators conformed, but most of them said nothing. Of course, they wouldn't trade with this cultivator, but they wouldn't say it. That would be offending him. Who knows what background he had. Golden immortal who could have top-grade seat weren't ordinary golden immortals. Otherwise, they wouldn't even be able to afford the ticket. The golden shirt cultivator grunted and said no more, while the black-dressed female cultivator could only suck it up. The golden shirt cultivator sat down and looked coldly at Emo. Killing intent was pouring out of his eyes. Everyone saw this and knew Emo would be over after getting off the ship, but now one was willing to help Emo. Even the black-dressed female cultivator knew there was nothing she could do. She gave Emo a jade card and said, "This is for you. You might be able to use it in the future." "Sorry, I brought this on you today." "Thanks, it's fine." Emo was thinking about the golden shirt's lightning orbs, not his revenge. Because of this incident, many people were much more cautious and the quality of things traded were much lower. After the exchange, the manager didn't kick out Emo, but he looked at Emo with extremely sinister eyes. "Pill Master you risked too much today. Everyone who could stay at the top deck are powerful. You offended that golden shirt," Ting said worriedly. Even he felt the golden shirt's killing intent. Emo ruined his reputation. How could he let Emo go? Emo smiled. "Perhaps this isn't a bad thing. When we get to the town, you guys go first. That golden shirt cultivator probably won't let me go. He would come down to hunt me." Then Tung felt very bad. There was nothing he could do. Seeing Tung was truly worried about him, Emo said again, "Brother, why, if you trust me, then go back to the forest first. I would come there in, at most, a few months. I'll pay you back that 500 immortal crystals. Pill Master, I value immortal crystals, but I don't mind that 500. I'm worried about your safety. Ting shook his head. Emo waved his hand. He was only hollow immortal middle stage, but he wasn't afraid of that golden shirt. You're tuning in to the Thunder Spear YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.